Yo, Thought Warriors. What is up? Hard Learning is on. It's Ivan Lathan Jr.
And it's me, Rachel and Lindsay.
Got a big show for you guys today. A lot of stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
We just had a little pre-production meeting about something we're doing later on in the show. It's phenomenal. Donnie is leaving. He'll be back. Paternity leave, Donnie?
Paternity. I'll be a father, not a mom. But yes, I am. The Beachams are expanding. We got a new one on the way. He's coming a little bit sooner than we expected, but more than happy to welcome him and hope that he gets here safely and that Janae is safe during the whole process. Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting the new little person.
Let's give it up for two-time father, Donnie Beacham.
I didn't realize it was another boy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got that part.
Yes.
Yeah. What's his name?
Congratulations.
What's his name?
Jamie Glenn Beacham.
Jamie Glenn Beacham. No, you should call him JG. That's a good name.
JG. That's not bad.
JG, like an oil name.
I guess I just keep thinking of that commercial.
Which one?
JG Wentworth. That's the only thing.
But I like that though.
Because immediately when you said it, I started going, JG Wentworth.
That's cool. I mean, they're going to do him that. JG.
It is strong.
Jigga.
You know, Beacham is such a strong last name. I feel like you can't go wrong with whatever name you choose. So-and-so Beacham.
Yeah, we got options.
You got a real powerful name, Donnie.
Thank you. I appreciate it. JG Beacham does give me some like old timey
oil,
like Gilded Age
vibes.
Gilded Age,
right.
yeah.
Long mustache.
You got to go up there and talk to Mr. Beacham, right? Oh, I want to talk to Mr. Beacham. I really want a raise for my family so we can move out of Scranton. All right. We're going to miss you, brother, but we're going to ride through this last podcast together, okay? We're going to ride through this last pod together, and then we'll see you back in. When are you going to be back?
It'll be 6 months from now-ish,
Jesus
so I believe
Christ.
March.
March.
You're going to be so missed.
That's going to be, you're fucking right, you're going to be missed. That's crazy. All right, well, Donnie.
Donnie, it should be February. Are you taking a little longer than the 6 months?
February?
Well, it's because I'm actually
I did the
taking,
math in my head real quick.
No, you're right. So what it is I'm taking medical leave up until Jamie is here because we're going to be in the hospital longer than the baby is here. So it's medical leave and then paternity leave starts once Jamie is here.
Gotcha.
So Bernard, it's all on you now.
Hell yeah.
Okay? It's going to be, I mean, Jade, you know. Bernard, it's
Damn.
Like Jade's already doing her thing. Bernard is the one that needs to step up.
Damn.
Okay.
How does that make you feel, Bernard?
Honestly, pumped up.
See, he's unflappable. That's what I like about him.
Unfazed.
He's unflappable. He doesn't get, like, you're not going to have to worry. Bernard is unflappable. That's the thing right there. That's why you can keep just grinding on him because he's unflappable. Think about the clips that Bernard has been cutting. When Bernard first started cutting the clips, let's be honest, they were terrible.
Were they?
They were, but you know what they were? You ever heard a kid sing and they haven't mastered their voice yet, but you can tell.
But you know it's there.
And now look at him. He looks such a quick
past
learner.
Potential is what he's saying.
He got 1 million views. There was 1 million views on one of his.
Which
edits.
million views?
Which one?
1.3.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
1.3 million. Which one would have 1.3 million?
The about transgender rights.
Yeah, transgender
Oh, that's me though. I mean, you could.
I don't know. That's all you.
I was just thought, I'm just joking. Oh, by the way, speaking of the people that are up in arms about that and continue to hit me up and want to have conversations about it, go fuck yourself. I said what I said. Listen, I'll tell you guys one thing. I'm not ever going to get on the podcast and act like I'm anyone's moral sinner or whatever. I'm not. I can't be. But the only thing that I want to do in life, because everything else is bullshit, I'll be honest with you. Everything else is bullshit. We are in love with the systems that oppress us. We love them so much. You can't talk people out of it. That's fine. I just would like to, if it's at all possible, live a life free of oppressing somebody else. I used to think things were going to be different. And that my life would lead to some sort of lasting change. Then I worked 10 years at TMZ. No, what I'm saying. So I'm saying is I used to think it would be different. Now I know that it won't be. Like, it's not just that the systems are inefficient, but we love them so much. You can't get people you can't disorient people. Just have to believe in it, and they do. So the thing that I would want, this is a small want, is that I have to continue to work, because I am a man, because I can be brash and arrogant and dominating. I just would like to live a life free of dominating somebody else. And I'm not going to let anybody take that away from me. You're not going to take that from me. You're not going to take that goal away from me. All the other goals have disintegrated. But you're not going to take that goal away from me. So it's not going to be because of me that somebody else has to hide in their closet or run away from home or unalive themselves. It's not going to be because of me. Might be because of you. Make your choice. Okay, let's move on. What's going on with you? You're back. You're finally back.
I'm happy to be back. That's what's going on.
You're on the road.
Yeah. Being gone for that amount of time, the recovery is harder now.
It's tough.
Like I'm itching to get home when I'm on the road that. Because I was moving around a lot. I don't like when I travel and I'm going to place to place to place. I just want to be still. There's a lot of moving around. So now I'm back. I'm easing into things. Yeah.
When did you fly back in?
Monday night.
Are you the type of person that can fly into a city and then work that same day?
Yeah.
I can't do it.
All the time.
I can't do it.
Like I can do a red eye and pop back up. I've had to do that for The View one time. I feel like, yeah, for sure. Thank God they had internet on the plane. But yeah, I can, because I'm up now. Like once I'm up, I'm up. And I'm a morning person. So are you. But I mean, I just go.
But the plane itself, I have to deplane. I have to deplane spiritually. A plane is such a weird place to be. It's like you're on the plane, you sleep, but not really. You eat, but not really. Everything about the plane is not how things actually are. You know, it's then I got to get the plane itself, the airport itself. Everyone is a little bit on edge and stuff. I have to shed that, get rid of that.
So I think, and I'm not like an OCD person or a germaphobe, but I think airports and airplanes, when I think about it, I just think of how disgusting it all is. I really, really keep thinking about it. I mean, I'm like sitting next to somebody I don't know. Like I don't know who they are, what their behavior is gonna be. Like, do they went to the bathroom? Did they wash their hands? Like they touch stuff next to me. I just like get in my head about that. So when I get off a plane, I am running off of it. I am so happy to be free from being confined in this space, sharing the same air with all these people I don't know, close when I wouldn't necessarily be close to strangers like this, that I'm like, let me free myself for this. And I fly.
You don't make plane friends?
We've talked about this.
I make plane friends.
It's very rare that I talk to people on the plane.
A lot of times now I'm not flying like next to people and stuff, but when I am, I'll definitely make a plane friend.
No, the man I sat next to on the plane, which I think people thought we were together because he was black. And, you know, they always do that. They're always like, oh, y'all are together? And they only say that to us. It was JFK, LAX. I'm not kidding. He was like this. Nothing was on his screen. Wasn't on, no phone in his hand. He just was staring for 6 hours.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about plane behavior. That's disturbing to me.
What
are you doing?
He was minding his business? What
are you doing for 6 hours?
It's a new thing where people are like,
no, this was an older man, so I don't think he's tapped into that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. This was an older man. He didn't close his eyes. He didn't look to me to try to make eye contact. He just, like at one point, I almost was gonna tap him to see if he was okay.
You know what's funny?
I kept looking at him. It freaked me out.
So this guy somewhere is with his friends, and he's like, you know that new Zen thing that you guys told me to do because I get scared on planes sometimes? He was like, I did it, and it's working. I've done it from here to Bangkok. I've done it at a bunch of different places. But this last flight, I did it. And there was this woman that kept side-eyeing me.
I did.
She's looking at me.
I was like,
she tried her best to disturb my zen and my practice, and she couldn't do it. And that was you.
I left him alone. I didn't even get up and go to the bathroom. Like, I just was like,
so you're so disturbed by somebody minding their own business that you was about to piss your pants.
I wasn't about to piss my pants.
Yes,
I really
did.
have to go, but I really was just like, what's happening? And it couldn't have been Zen. You don't have earphones on. So, you know, like the plane is really loud when you don't have anything
But you
on.
could hum, you could zen out if you're really good at it. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
And I kept thinking, I don't either. I kept thinking, maybe I can't see his screen fully. Maybe there's like a tint.
Maybe mind
and
your
so
business.
I was like this.
Like what? This is so crazy. Maybe get out of his space.
I never said anything like it. I put on my sunglasses so I could look better, like I could look more at.
Trying to see what was going on with him?
I've never seen that before.
Oh,
6 hours.
Nah,
Can you imagine staring straight for 6 hours? Van, I know you would be weirded out.
No, but you know why I wouldn't have been weirded out? Because you know what I would have done? I'd have been like, hey, man, it's pretty impressive what you're doing. And he's like, oh, what was that, son? It's like, it's pretty impressive. Like, I got all of this stuff because when I get on the plane, I completely fix it up. I put the earphones on. I get Greek mythology video, all of that stuff. I get my shit together. I make a little area. And I looked at him, I'm like, bro, you didn't do any of that, man. Like, you a real G in this motherfucker. Like, you a G. I would have engaged him. You've made up a whole narrative in your head about him.
No, I
yes,
didn't.
You have.
He took the blanket out. He put it over him and was like this.
Took the blanket out.
Yeah, because, you know,
it's cold.
They have the blankets. It was just different. No, so I was not trying to make conversation. I was minding my own business. I was in my area.
I watched the show. You ever watch The Shards? It just came out.
I got to put Ryan Murphy on pause.
Is it good?
I liked it.
I got to put him on pause. Beauty killed me.
Okay.
It was too much.
Yeah.
And when I saw that he had announced another show, I said to myself, not now. I can't. And I watch a lot of his stuff. Like I watch, you know, American Horror Story, All's Fair. I watched Beauty, but Beauty was a line for me.
It was tough.
So Shards is better than that is what you're telling me.
I liked it. I got into it. I thought it was pretty good. Bret Easton Ellis is a writer that I've read for a very, very long time. And just like that kind of depraved world of LA in the 80s is always something interesting.
I finished House of Dragon.
House of the Dragon, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I love it.
It's good, right?
I love
Ulf.
that whole.
Fuck you too. Ulf got mad. Ulf, fuck you too.
I thought he was gonna switch and come back to the side that he betrayed, but instead he was like, "Nah, I'm just coming after
burning
you."
everybody.
Or sorry if y'all haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, fuck him. If you haven't watched it yet, go check it out. It's been on television already. I'm not doing the spoilers thing, but he burnt them up. He burned everyone. He burned his side. He burned the other side. Yeah. Oh,
it's
fuck
kind of
you
foreshadowing what would happen later on. But it was, to a different town. But it was good. It was good. I hated to see it end.
I'll tell you something. Speaking of ending, something else just ended. One of the greatest careers in NBA history. Donnie?
Russell Westbrook is officially hanging it up after 18 seasons. The 37-year-old announced the news yesterday, Wednesday, in a career tribute video narrated by Michael B. Jordan. Let's hear a little bit of it.
You know, people forget.
Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew who I was.
Before he was a walking headline, he was just a kid from inner city LA who could jump higher than anybody had a right to.
Russell Westbrook from UCLA.
Somewhere between the dunks and the draft classes, he became something else. Not just a player, a personality. A meme before we even called it that. A husband. Father, a guy in a kilt at the Met, daring anybody to say something. What did winning mean to you? I mean, really? No, not just the trophies. The actual feeling of it. Some things you don't say. You just play them over and over until everyone else understands too. Because why not?
Great video. Russell Westbrook, 2017 NBA MVP, 9-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champion, member of the 75th anniversary team. He was the first player since Oscar Robertson to average a triple-double. All-time leader in triple-doubles with 209, 5th all-time in assists, 14 in scoring with more than 27,000 points. Phenomenal player. Anything to say about Russell Westbrook before we move on?
Yeah, I think a lot. Obviously, it's 18 years, and so we're talking about his career, the whole thing, and he's always been one of my favorite players because I just love the hustle and how scrappy he was, and he was all over the court, and he just always was somebody who seemed to give it their all, and I enjoy watching that in a basketball player. But we talk a lot about other players and what they do off the court. And I think that that's important to talk about with Russell because especially being in Los Angeles where he's from, he is someone who is so connected to this city and to the community and continues to pour in whether he was playing here or not. Like he has the Why Not Foundation, which is something you guys should check out. They're doing so much into the city, whether it's mental health resources, affordable housing developments, educational academies, basketball camps. We've had Nina Westbrook on the podcast, who's a licensed family therapist, and them together are really, really big on mental health and wellness and mindfulness and putting that into the community. And I don't know if a lot of people know this too, but they have a school here. It's called the Westbrook Academy. And the class this year had 100% graduation rate. So like they're very, very involved as a family. Not just Russell, but as a family involved in like pouring in all ways into the community. And so as much respect as he has on the court, he also has so much respect off the court because he's continuing to do so much, whether it be community service, community involvement, business relations. Also, he can lift up and impact the community that he's from. Like he's never forgotten that. And I just think that's really cool.
You know what's interesting about being an athlete to me? Like athletes, they're born twice and they die twice. So Russell Westbrook was born Russell Westbrook. Then at some point in his life, a separate persona is born. Like the moment that he shows like athletic achievement or something like that, a separate persona is born. Like where you are not Russell Westbrook anymore. You're Russ or you're KD or you're MJ or Air or the Great One or the King or whatever. And that happens around like your adolescence. And then people, they actually never talk to the guy that was born in like 1988 or 89 or like, they don't talk to that guy anymore. You know, they never get that guy. They have to speak to the new person that's been created, the persona that's been created around your athletic achievement. And then that person dies. That person dies. And as an athlete, you attend your own funeral. You like get a eulogy, which that kind of thing sounds like. You have a couple of different ones. That person is gone. Then you got to go back to being the other guy. And that transition for a lot of athletes is oftentimes like difficult. And I always think about, look at everything that Russell Westbrook has accomplished. He's 37 years old. He's 37 years old, and the version of him, the athlete, has kind of been put to bed. It's like gone. And then he has to like watch videos of himself and stuff like that and like tributes to himself, almost as if you witness a funeral of sorts.
I like what you said, but I hate to look at the first death that you are talking about, which is what we're talking about right now, as that, because it sounds so dark. But it is like it's like when you leave anything that has defined you for such a long time, or how people first met you, and you let it go, it dies. But I guess the reason I say it sounds so harsh is, one, what I do love about this retirement is that it seems very thought out, Michael B. Jordan narrating the video, the way that it did about like building the next chapter, not building, he's been building it. He's continuing to do stuff. It's not quite over for him. He had other offers that's being reported for other teams, but instead he said, no, this is it for me. It's hard for me to look at it as much like a death when you leave on your own terms. I think there's so much power in that. And then like you're continuing to do stuff that is connected to the sport. You're still revered. He's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer. You know, so like the basketball part is still a part of you. You're just not on the court. But I get you. It makes sense what you're saying.
It's a fact. Like
no, I know, but I'm just changing the perspective. I guess when you say it like that, I'm like, it makes all the sense in the world. You're not wrong. It's just a different perspective that I see it as.
Every single one of these guys, the reason why it's interesting to me is because every single one of these guys, when they're in this, and this is why it's important to have so many things that fulfill you away from that persona that was created around what it is that you can do as an athlete. It's important to let the king die, to let the great one go, to be able to do that stuff, because once that is gone, a lot of people do not respond and react well. I think it's better than it used to be. It's better than it used to be because the nature of celebrity is different. You know, you can still see these guys as basketball players for a while. After this, you might see Russ doing all kinds of things to your point. But like the reality is like he's 37 years old. He is a young man. Mm-hmm. And he has to do something that a lot of people in other professions, if you are an actor or you are a musician or you are whatever, you might have that persona, but that persona can live with you in perpetuity until you're gone. You're still Bruce Springsteen or whomever or whatever. But getting out on that basketball court and hearing all of those people yell and scream and stuff like that, like I always wonder and would always want to talk to, what does it feel like to let that go?
Oh, yeah.
And like, what does it feel like to watch like your basketball life in front of your eyes? Like, it's interesting, but you know, it's tough.
It's why you said a lot of people, it's really hard for them to let go. I wonder though, if he's retired, the season hasn't started yet, will they do something at the last place he played? Will they do it at OKC?
Well, Oklahoma City would be the place to do it.
No, for sure. Yeah. But I haven't seen that anywhere. And so I'm just wondering how that's going to go.
I think that it's going to be a really awesome scene when Westbrook, Harden, who's probably more of a Rocket, and Durant are all back in Oklahoma City at some point in the future. You know, it's the Thunder have lived 4 or 5 lives, it seems like, since all those guys have been gone. Like they've turned over and now have, you know, new basketball minds, new stars. But those guys laid the groundwork for the fantastic franchise that they are. And I just hope that they're very intentional about how they appreciate Russell Westbrook, who I had a lot of fun watching. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it would be aggravating to watch him because he never stopped putting your people in a blender, you know what I mean? But whether or not the basketball nerds or anybody else appreciated Russell Westbrook, the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, I hope he's seeing how appreciated he is.
Donnie, what is this with Tyga?
New music from Tyga. He's got an album called Starface that came out recently and received a brutal 0.0 rating from Pitchfork. The review called the 80s inspired concept album artificial, uninspired, and lacking the human creativity that makes music compelling. Drew Miller's review also wrote, the album is a piece of shit that places the listener in their own personal Cronenberg film. To boot, it's also smug and complacent. Now, a lot of the controversy centers around his use of AI to help create the project. After initially emphasizing the use of vintage equipment, he later confirmed that AI was used as a production tool. He defended the decision by comparing the backlash over AI to the early criticism of autotune, arguing that technology is simply another tool artists can use to make music.
The crazy thing is I had no plans to listen to Tyga's album, and I'm definitely going to listen to it now. This is the best. Look, I think Tyga's actually sort of underrated as a musician.
Which Tyga are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tyga, this Tyga
this
right
is
here.
A whole new Tyga.
I know, but when you think about it, a lot of times people get like 1 hit, 2 hit. Tyga got Rack City, he got Taste. Tyga got joints, man, when you look at in the whole history of Tyga. But I hadn't really been super excited to go out and spend the new Tyga shit. But the fact that it got a 0 on Pitchfork, now I gotta hear it.
You gotta hear it, and I think a lot of people, I made a conscious decision not to listen to it.
Because of AI?
Just like even after this, because I thought, okay, well then I'm only gonna listen to it because we're gonna be talking about it, or out of curiosity, not because I actually desire to, and I don't want to, but I don't want to give him any more, I don't want to give it any play. But I'll say, did Tyga's album ever stand a chance? That's what I want to know.
What you mean?
Because once he admitted, because at first he said he did not use AI.
Mm-hmm.
Then in a Vibe interview later, he said, yeah, I actually did. But he says that it's his voice, which, you know, I've heard like one song. I don't know about that. But he talked about using certain tools to create this 80s vibe that he has. And then he compared it to autotune. He was like, it's no different from when the artists were using autotune. And I feel like once Tyga decided to change his sound, which people do. But then he also changed his name and he changed his hair and the whole thing, which I don't understand. I really don't. But if he wanted to change his sound, like people do that. But it's a lot. It's a lot at once. Once he said he was using AI, I just feel like there was no way that they were going to deem this album a success because it's so controversial.
Yeah.
In addition to the change of, like, you're naming a Tyga from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That does not exist right now. Matter of fact, we should stop saying that because it's Starface now, which I'm not even clear what that exactly means. But him even comparing it to autotune, you know that that's not true. Autotune is using people's actual lyrics and their actual voice, and then it's like a pitch correction, if I'm understanding this correctly. The way, if he's using AI tools, that means he's typing in text into a system to create a sound. That's a totally different thing. That strips the artist of using their creative mind and ability or their talent to create a sound. I was talking to somebody about this because I was like really trying to understand it, and they said they feel like when an artist is doing music, they're either operating from a place from their soul or from their ego. And they were like, it feels like Tyga, this is all ego because it's a soulless thing. Nicole, shout out to Nicole. She's who said that to me. Nicole. This sounds like this is just him. We haven't talked about Tyga like this in years, at least not in a positive way, right? The headlines that have been surrounding Tyga are like unpaid rent, houses that maybe were messed up, who he's dating. Like, that's the kind of stuff that, not paying bills or money. That's the kind of headlines that have been surrounding Tyga. This is the most we've talked about him in a long time, and specifically about music. So if that was his goal, he checked that. But then the place comes down to what Nicole was saying is, where are you operating from in creating this music? Is it rooted in something that you really want people to feel? Or is this just something to boost your ego, to get people talking about you, or to get people to listen to you who were never going to listen to you before? And that's the problem, in my opinion, with AI. That is not what autotune was by any means. And I feel like autotune was just a different way to creatively express yourself as an artist. So I almost feel like Tyga was never going to get the success that he wanted, if that's like as far as the album being well liked, because of the way that he created it.
Well, number one, I don't really have very many like deep or profound thoughts on Tyga, right? Like, now I am curious about this, because if it would be one thing if it got a 1, or if it got a 4, or if it got a 5. It got a 0.
It's intentional.
Like 0. If it got a 0, so it's Pitchfork. So you're saying that he intentionally created an album that was a 0?
No, I think that he was always going to get bad reviews because it feels soulless to people.
Right. Okay. Well, so then like,
and they make the argument that they believe it doesn't even sound like him, like lyrically, and his voice, they also believe has AI elements.
So the AI thing, so let's bifurcate real quick. So the AI thing is an interesting argument for me in terms of AI being an art. I'm an anti-AI guy in terms of like art and stuff like that, but I use Claude.
As a tool.
Like, I use Claude.
But not as to create your art.
No, not to create art.
Like as an assistant.
I know, but I use Claude as a tool. There are people we haven't had we've had Ed on here. There are people who believe that, like, the Midnight Boys get on me about even using Claude, right? Even using Claude as a tool. The Midnight Boys go,
that's good. The young folks.
Yeah, it's good for them. You know what I mean? But then there's also cases like, we did BBL Drizzy, which was a fun song that everybody liked. King Melonius did BBL Drizzy. See, I said BBL Drizzy, and you smiled. BBL Drizzy, a song that people were legitimately
interested. It was great.
A song that that's an AI song.
Right.
And so, like, when we were on here talking about the song, just consistency's sake, we did not talk about like how dangerous it is that King Melonius or anybody else would make a BBL Drizzy song but using AI. We didn't, like, it wasn't something that was discussed.
Is it because that was in jest? Like,
doesn't matter.
It was as opposed to him. But Scarface is putting this out here, or sorry, Starface is putting this out like, this is from my
It's
like
the
this
same
is me
thing.
as a okay.
It's the reason why it's the same thing is because there have been parody artists before that didn't use AI.
But is this for sale?
But
it was BBL Drizzy for sale?
But BBL, it doesn't. Once again, now we're parsing apart and we're pulling apart at it. Whatever. BBL Drizzy is something that made King Whaley. That's what he is. He's an AI artist. That's what he does. He's an AI artist. He uses AI to make music and create art. I am not in favor of AI art overall because I think that it strips away the humanity from the one thing that we are here to do, which is use our creativity to benefit the societies that we create. However, I can't really be a purity snob on it because it's inconsistent. Not only have I used AI as an assistant in other things that I've done, but I've also enjoyed AI art from that guy, and a lot of people enjoyed it. Metro Boomin took the BBL Drizzy thing, part of it was AI, and then put it in an actual song, and then everybody started doing that and stuff like that. I think as long as it was banging on Drake, everybody was okay with it, and nobody had a big problem with it. It was kind of it was whatever it was. So while I think that people are in their right mind and saying, hey, let's like stop and put a pin in this AI stuff, nothing that he did right here on this to me, like, is particularly egregious. I mean, when you look at somebody who changed their entire sound and went and did a whole different deal, like Wayne did that on when he put the Rock album, Rebirth. When you look at people who have people do that all the time, and hey, I have a whole different look. I do the whole thing. The AI thing, if that's a bridge too far for people, I completely understand it. I would be lying if I told you that I had a visceral response to it just because it's happened before. And I didn't just listen to BBL Drizzy. I listened to everything that King Whaley has put out. All of the stuff, he had BBL Drizzy as Yacht Rock. He had BBL Drizzy as Rock. He had BBL Drizzy as all of that stuff. And there's parody music before, and that parody music before, when Weird Al Yankovic would put it out and stuff like that, man, Weird Al would go get a guitarist. He would be on the vocals. He would have somebody as a drummer. There were all of these human artists that would come together to do that. And when he did it, he didn't have those artists. He had the AI prompts to do it.
Who?
King Whaley.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm saying is, even if it wasn't for sale or for whatever, that was AI art.
So I think that there's a distinction in what you're saying, at least for me. And that's why I said, is it for sale? Is it for jest? There's nothing about King Whaley where you are confused as to whether or not he is making AI. It's similar to, for me at least, when you're on social media and like somebody does a video and you see the thing that says that it's AI. Like, you're watching it for entertainment, and I feel like he's not taking a job or trying to taking somebody else's job, replacing them with AI, nor is he selling himself as an artist of, I am the person who's actually performing this music. And that's what I feel like Starface is doing. Starface is first told everybody that there was no AI. And then when he was
pressed, that's a problem.
And then when he was, and that's the difference to me. Then when he was pressed on it,
right,
then it was like, well, I used it to create this 80s sound.
Mm-hmm.
And so my thing is so you want us to believe that you're changing everything, right? It's not a Wayne thing. Wayne switched genres because he was a fan of rock and did something totally different. But we knew it was Wayne. It was Wayne's vocals. He might have used auto-tune or whatever to change his pitch, but like, he's writing the lyrics. It's all him. Nobody's losing their job over it. He's just creating a different type of music. What Tyga's doing is typing text into a system and using that to create a sound, which we've talked about before, of why people like the benefits of AI, because they don't have to pay certain people or negotiate certain deals, and more money comes into their pockets. He's gaining, not in my opinion, he is putting this album out for consumption to gain money, and he's portraying it that it's himself doing it. Like, he's saying, these are my vocals, these are my lyrics. Like, they're like, in the Pitchfork article, if you read it, they say that there are certain songs on there where you can tell that no breath was taken.
Right.
They're like, that's a sign of AI.
I'm the stupidest man alive. I legitimately don't see the difference between
That'll
that.
make you stupid.
Well, no, I'm really trying to, like, I don't see the difference between doing that.
Do it movie. Do it a movie wise.
No,
would you be concerned if somebody was creating something that you knew that was AI on social or whatever versus somebody who's doing a movie where there are no extras in the background because they're using AI, or they are writing a script and they use AI, they type in their movie concept and they have them create the narrative and the back and forth dialogue.
So I'm not with either one of those. But what I'm saying is that I wouldn't make a distinction between someone who did it and put it out and didn't sell it, and someone who did it and put it out and did.
So what you're doing is not a distinction.
No. What I'm saying that, like, I didn't have a visceral response to that, and I don't have a visceral response to this.
But you said you don't see the distinction.
No, what I'm saying is there is no distinction. What I'm saying is, like, if you wanted to make a parody song before the creation of AI, you would have had to have gone and put people to work to do it. Either you would have had to have played all the instruments and you would have had to have done it, or you would have had to hire people that could have done it, right? Now you write the song. I actually don't know how he creates it. And then you put it into an AI prompt and it comes out with a song that sounds like the BBL Drizzy song that sounds like it was made in 1961. And you can do that and it's there on his page. You can do that with that. You can do that with rock. You can do it with pop. You can do it with all of it just by using that. People have always made parody songs. They've always done that. And in the past, musicians got paid for them. Now you don't have to pay them. You can use AI to do it. So what I'm saying is, like, whereas when I look at that, I think, that's going in a bad place. Like, that to me is something that it's interesting to think. It'd be interesting to talk to King just to see how he deals with that. This, to me, if people say that this is whack and they don't want to fuck with it, I completely understand it. I get it. But there is not a difference. It's the same thing.
If it's for fun versus if it's for real.
It's not for fun. Like, King Maloney's that's his job. So
he's making a career off of that.
Of course. Like,
how?
What do you mean how? Like, he's all over the place. Like, yeah, of course he's making a career. He's putting the records out and he's doing stuff on it and he's going around and stuff like that. Of course he is.
I didn't realize that it was a career for him. I thought he made the BBL jersey for, like, it was like his thing on social media.
No, I mean, it's a thing on social media. But even if it was a thing on social media, right? Let's say that it was a thing on social media. Let's just say it was. That gains you followers. That's why Will Smith reaches out to you, which I guess Will Smith did reach out to him at some point. That makes you semi-famous, which then you can turn into all kinds of stuff. You are the guy that can do the AI stuff. We're kind of down the rabbit hole right now. What I'm saying is, in this right now, is it gross that he is doing this? It is. It is. It's gross that he is doing this, particularly after he's been somebody that's been in music for a very long time. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying that my response to this isn't to be completely incredulous about it because I just haven't been that way before. Like, I guess I am with all of this type of stuff, and the conversations happen all the time. They use, in The Brutalist, they use AI to, like, help Adrian Brody with his accent or whatever. There's continuing conversations about how you use AI ethically, or if there's a way to use AI ethically. I have no problem with any distinctions or determinations that people use about what is ethical AI usage and what isn't ethical AI usage. I will say that using AI to create music, either you're using it to create music or you're not using it to create music. So either it's all bad or none of it is. And so, like,
I see it different.
Yeah. And so, like, to me, when I looked at this, I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. I won't listen to it then. I'm against it. No AI ever. But do you use Claude?
Yes.
What do you use Claude for?
I think there's a distinction. Research. But I have to, like, double check it.
Right.
Sometimes I'll put ideas in and see, like if I'm trying to, like, what's the word? I feel like I need it right now to put my thoughts in. If I'm trying to organize something and, like, I have all these thoughts and I'm putting them all in and, like, I need to structure it, I'll use it for something like that. Interesting.
Okay. So for me, like, a lot of times, and I have, you really do have to check it because they'll fuck up. But like a lot of times I've used it to arrange my brain.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Right. To
exactly.
like arrange my brain because I have all of this stuff. And I'll be like, hey, bullet point this for me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you know in the past, people would have had an assistant do that? They would have paid someone to do that. They would have paid someone like as much as we would. They would have paid someone, or you would have, I would have
done it myself.
You would have done it yourself, and even in doing it yourself, think about this: there might have been resources that you tapped, there might have been books that you bought, there might have been places that you went, people that you talked to help you do that that you didn't do because of AI. So that there's no way for us to.
I'm not an anti. I use it.
Right.
I just. There is a distinction to me of using it as an assistance when, like we both said, you're taking your thoughts or your notes and what you're writing and you need to structure it or organize it versus that is what you're using to write your movie, to write your script, to do it all for you where it's literally none of your creative thoughts, none of your input. It takes the humanity out of all of it and it allows the machine to do it for you.
And that's what Tyga did, you're saying?
That's what I feel like Tyga did. That's what Pitchfork is pretty much
saying
he did.
He didn't write anything or do anything. It's like
I'm sure he put some of it. Yeah, he probably, I want to make an 80s sound using a guitar riff like a Slash would use in the 80s. I want to sound like something like Tyga would say. How would Tyga that's? Have you ever seen somebody put into like Sono?
I actually don't know how that works.
Have you ever seen that, Jade?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, which once again is how you tell someone to write you a song that sounds like the 1960s and it's a funny parody song, right? So I want to have King Will on the show because I want to know like what he thinks about this and whether or not I want to have him on the show. I want to have him on the show to talk about it. Because obviously what I don't want, I'll speak for myself, is AI taken away from human creativity because we'll then become soulless automatons that, whatever. But there needs to be an understanding of if you can't enjoy any of it, then you can't enjoy any of it. I would like to know if he thinks there's a distinction between him and something like what Tyga would do or somebody like that. Or is there a higher standard for Tyga because he didn't start off as an AI artist? Is there a higher standard for anybody who did it the older way?
Yeah.
And that is now.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because it makes it seem too like you haven't had the success that you had before. So now you're taking a shortcut. It could feel like that.
Or there's this. Or because your career isn't as well resourced as it used to be, like you don't have, this is another thing that people, when people are making an AI case to me, this is the case that they make to me. And a lot of people do make it. We should have like a larger conversation about this. The case that gets made to me about AI is that, man, people that you guys know that would use AI, they say, I can't afford to like make my movie. Like either I can make my movie by trying to go out and go around town and getting $1 million, getting $2 million, getting $3 million, and waiting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years to make the movie, right? Or I can use AI technology to make a movie and it costs me way, way less. So if you're in a Tyga situation, then maybe Tyga's like, you know what? I'm not on the major label anymore. Nobody's checking for me anymore. I can't not afford like I used to bring in a producer and a writer and this and clearance and do all of that stuff. And so now this is the cheaper way to do it. Now, what I would say to both of those people is, number one, your movie is going to look and feel like shit because we can tell that those people ain't real, that those backgrounds ain't real. Our eyes have evolved to see reality. Like as human beings, our eyes have evolved to see reality. Movies play with this to where the main character in the movie is in something that isn't real. And when you see it, you go, it's a dream sequence. Like our eyes have evolved. We've evolved to feel reality. And AI would have to be insanely good for us not to be able to actually, at some point, for an entire movie, not for a 4-second clip, all right, but for an entire movie, be immersed into it. So I don't even think it's going to work that way. Maybe they get to one point some way. But like this is the point that they make. I disagree with them. But that's the kind of shit that they bring up. All right. Oh, Donnie?
Yeah, this next one is a turn. The Florida prosecutors have dropped the domestic battery case against Marcellus Wiley, saying that there was not enough evidence to obtain a conviction. According to court records, the decision comes after testimonial evidence received was, quote, not corroborated by any physical or other evidence, which left it insufficient to obtain conviction. Wiley celebrated the decision on social media, saying the dismissal vindicated him, arguing that false allegations can also create victims. The decision does not prosecute, however, it is not a legal finding that the allegations were false.
He's a piece of work.
Okay.
I mean, Marcellus Wiley acts like this is the only accusation that is out there against him. It's not. It's one. And whatever happened that night, it wasn't like it was a phone call. I mean, whatever happened, they took him in. Now, I don't know if you saw Anna Marie's statement, but she said the only reason it got dropped, it was something about she wasn't aware of a court date and or a hearing or something, and she didn't participate. And now she's been trying to get in touch with the DA's office and they're avoiding her. But just because that was dropped, I mean, like the allegation was that he poked her cheek and he threatened her verbally. Yeah, like somebody would have to necessarily be in the room. A cheek poke of the cheek, there is not any physical evidence, but just because it was dropped because they don't feel like they have enough to prove their case doesn't mean it didn't happen. And that's just that. Let's just say it was dropped. He's using the dropping of this Florida incident to define everything of their marriage and relationship together and who he is in totality as a person. He is using this to say that she's a liar. He is literally jumping for joy and relishing in the fact, which is very telling of his character, the fact that these charges were dropped. It's one thing, it's nothing wrong if he's like, these charges were dropped. I hope to continue to fight my case and prove my innocence. If that's something that he did, but that's not what he did. He shit on her. He centered himself and said there are real victims when someone makes false allegations. He's the victim. He does a hashtag that says men too. You have sexual assault allegations out there. Not one, not two, not three, 4. From 4 different women. And you want to use a hashtag that says men too? Tell me you don't care about the seriousness of what's there that's surrounding you and what you are being accused of. And in addition to this, she's, in her divorce pleadings has talked about a history of different types of abuse. And to me, making light of it or using this to define everything, not only is problematic, not only doesn't give us any evidence that what she's saying isn't true, it's just also just so irresponsible and really speaks to how, I'm sorry, bad of a person Marcellus Wiley is. It really does. Even if none of it was true, I just couldn't imagine that other people would act like this. They would just say, I'm going to prove myself. You soon will see. He is using every opportunity to shit on her that he can. And that's really telling in how he's acting in all of this. Dropping of a case does not mean that you're completely innocent of everything over the last 14 years or however long they've been together.
How do I responsibly talk about this while also giving how I actually feel? Okay, let's rewind a little bit. What would be an appropriate response
what
to
I
this?
said.
Okay.
I'm happy that, if this is Marcellus, I'm happy that the prosecutors, could see that there was not any truth and that to the allegations. I'm hoping to continue to fight my case in a court of law and to continue to prove my innocence.
Okay. So let's try to have 2 different conversations here. One, we could have a conversation about how bad of a person you feel like, or anyone feels like Marcellus Wiley is, right? And there certainly seems to be evidence to that if you look at all the allegations against him, right?
And can I just say that those are allegations, and so I'm not saying that that's necessarily true. What I'm using to define where I say I feel like it's really telling of his character is in the way he celebrates some of in this particular situation, the way he is celebrating what happened here, the way that he has talked about his wife on social media, using a hashtag that says men too, centering himself, these are common denominators to me in that the way that he, and I guess I'm also coupling just like historically how he talks about women. It is telling to me of his character. That's more so what I'm basing it off of than allegations. But keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, that's granted. Let's say I grant you that. If in fact these charges are dropped, then the charges are dropped. So when the allegations come, people go, look what his wife accused him of, look what he's been accused of. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, because in situations like this, it's rare that women make accusations that aren't true. You go, okay, let's be real, you assume that this event took place, right? You assume that it did. You just do. You take the accuser's word for it in this situation. Now, if you come out and you say, hey, I didn't do this, none of this stuff ever happened, the only way for that to be undergirded is for the authorities to look at it and go, there's not enough evidence. That's the only way, because it doesn't matter. That's legitimately the only way, because short of her coming out and being like, even if she were to come out, even if in this situation, the accuser would have come out and be like, you know what, like this didn't happen, I recant what I said. You still look into it and go, what happened? Was there a payment? Was there some sort of arrangement? Is this somebody who didn't want to lose their marriage? Because there are accusers, let's just be real, that come out and recant accusations all the time, and we know that money was involved. We know that there was some type of arrangement that happened. We know that there was a settlement. We know that those things happened. The only way to actually walk away feeling like you have an understanding is if there was an independent investigation into it. And in that independent investigation, somebody went, there's no there there.
They said it's not to be clear, insufficient evidence, which doesn't mean something didn't happen. It means they can't prove it.
Well, that's all that matters.
I'm just telling you, it does, but the way, and you might not be saying it this way, but what he's saying is, I told you, he says, welcome to the Real House Lies of Marie. His thing is, I told you it didn't happen. See, they dropped it. It never happened.
Right.
The police didn't say it never happened. She's lying. They said, we can't prove it. It's insufficient evidence. Well, there is a difference. I just want to make that distinction.
Well, the police
does it look good for what he's saying? Absolutely. Like he's saying, I didn't do it. And now that there's going to be no case, of course it makes his argument look better. I just want to be very clear for people listening that insufficient evidence does not mean it never happened or somebody's lying. Just want to make that clear. They can't prove it.
Right.
If I was in my home and somebody verbally threatened me, and I call the police and I tell the police I am scared for my life, somebody threatened me, that's hard for them to prove. It's my word against their word. I really wouldn't have any way to prove it. So they could be like, we don't have enough evidence. How many times in DV cases so I'm just saying, like, it doesn't mean it didn't happen. It means they can't prove their case.
But where does that leave everybody else?
You realize this happens all the time.
I know. But what then is the standard in which you operate here? Like, where does that leave everyone else? Like,
that's a great question.
Right.
There are, and let's just put them to the side. When there are victims of domestic violence and they make these, you hear these stories all the time, and they make these accusations, like the police, can arrest and remove the person for fear of your life, but then the prosecutors have to be able to present the case. And a lot of times, there's no witnesses. There might not be any physical evidence to show, or pictures, or a history. And so all you can do, that victim, is keep reporting it. But a lot of times, because it's just two people involved, they can't prove it. So that's all I'm saying is it doesn't mean it's not happening. That's just, you're asking the right question. That's why these cases are so sensitive and it's so unfair, because they're hard to prove.
Right. But what I'm saying is in this situation, the police were called.
based on her word.
Right. So the police were called, and based on her word, the police went out there. Then the police arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So then there's an arrest made.
Mm-hmm.
The police are called. There's an arrest made.
Mm-hmm.
There's a mugshot. There's
Mm-hmm.
all the things that happen, right?
Mhm.
All the things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the police investigate it and they go, hey, we don't have enough evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough evidence. Let's take DV out of it. Let's just take me as a person. If I'm accused of something and I say, hey, I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, hey, I did not do that.
Mhm.
Like what I'm accused of, I did not do.
Mm-hmm.
They said I robbed them. I didn't do it. Someone said I punched them. I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not do that. The police investigate and they go, we don't have enough evidence to say that he did that.
Mm-hmm.
In no case ever does that necessarily mean, I mean, we could look at the preponderance of evidence in other cases and be like, hey, I see evidence and evidence says that they did do it and the jury still says that they didn't. But in a situation like this, like if the arrest is damning of you, right? Then the only thing that can be exonerating of you, both socially and legally, is it going away. That's the only thing that can, that's the only salvation that is possible. That's the only thing that could exist. So if that salvation, just in general, forget about this, because I'm not going to argue with anything that you've said. But if that salvation still doesn't mean anything, then like where does that leave us?
No, of course it means something. That's why I said it looks good I acknowledge that. Of course, that is if it's a win-loss thing, that's a win in his favor that they dropped a criminal case against him. I acknowledge that.
Right.
I was just making the distinction that you have to understand that just because they can't prove it doesn't mean something didn't happen. That's all. It is a win for him.
Yeah.
And it goes towards what he is claiming.
Well,
Sure.
let's forget about whether or not it's a win for him or not, because, you know, I would say that, like, when you look at everything that's going on, to your point, people are going to look at Marcellus and look at his character and make their own decisions about who he is. Okay, so like that. Let's say that there's. Well, let's just talk about this in the way that it exists in society. Small opportunity for a broader conversation. I am not the guy that is going to be like hoes be lying. I think in 6 years of being on the being on higher learning, you guys know that about me.
Yeah, that's not you.
Like, that's not me. Having said that, though, you know, there are situations to where, you know, you've had people even go through trials. Like, you've had people, it goes through the legal system, it's adjudicated, they're exonerated, and the stigma still follows them.
Mm-hmm.
And like, isn't that wrong too?
I mean, that's
or is the accusation itself enough? You are accused, it is over.
It can be. I mean, that's why it's called
Shit.
the court. It's called the court of public opinion. You have to make a fight in both, and that's a real thing. It's like it's you know, we talk about Jonathan Majors, or before we started this, we were talking about Sean Penn. Like, these, when it becomes public, then there's a whole nother court of people who are judging you based on their own personal bias, their own feelings about what's something that happened to them, a family member, or just what they think of the public figure, whoever's public in general. Like, that's something when it comes, that's why it's like your reputation is everything. Because when it's put in front of those people, you have no idea how they're going to view it, how they're going to create their own narrative, and how long that narrative will follow you.
Well, how should they view it?
Which one?
Well, so if we're talking about Jonathan Majors, we've been on this podcast very sensitive and at times defensive around Jonathan Majors. We've defended Jonathan Majors based upon what we knew of him and the way we think he's being treated now.
Yeah.
So in that situation, that accusation doesn't seem like it's enough just to be like, hey, this doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It seems as if we've appealed on this podcast for social clemency for him. And I'm not saying there's too much there where Marcellus is a whole history, right? So this is a separate thing. But like, if we're looking at this situation, I could see where you're saying the history matters here in a way that it wouldn't matter with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to get back down to is if you isolate this situation, how much does it mean that the investigating people said that you didn't do it? Or how much does it mean that the investigating people said that it didn't happen the way that it said that it happened? Does it mean anything? Does it mean everything? Because if it doesn't, right, then the accusation itself is the most important thing. And I can tell you that as we sit here as rational people, that is not going to be good enough for a lot of people, particularly with the history that Black men have dealt with in this country of that stuff. We gotta have something past that. I am willing to legitimately believe every single thing that comes out of a victim's mouth until it's proven that it didn't happen. And then after that, after it's been looked into and this wasn't here and this wasn't there, everybody can look at that. Then can we have a conversation about like what it means for it to?
Of course. And I hate to be semantics, but there do like.
Or until there's not enough evidence. Let me reframe. Until there's not enough evidence that it happened.
Yeah, because they didn't prove it didn't happen. It's not like they said you were never in the hall. You were never in that. Proving it didn't happen would be she was in Texas and he was in Florida.
Right.
That could have. It's impossible. That totally.
But that almost never happens in any case, in any accusation.
But I'm just saying what you said was when somebody proves it didn't happen.
Before we get hung up on that, let me change what I'm saying. Until there's not enough evidence that it happened. Because even that, there not being enough evidence that it happened, I mean, at a certain point with any crime.
In an isolated thing, I personally think you have to let it go. Like if one isolated, we're not talking about them. If it's the same situation, a totally different person first time, if there's not enough evidence to prove, you can't hold that allegation against them, I think. But that's because I'm looking at it through a legal lens, or let's just say I was a corporation and I might be looking to hire him as an on-air personality. I couldn't be like business mind. I couldn't say, oh, well, you were accused of this. And they're like, well, they found that there was no evidence. What's going to happen is the other side of it, which is what we were talking about, the court of public opinion. Do I want my business affiliated with a man who was accused of this? And that's where it becomes damning. And that, it's tough. And like, I don't have an answer for that because the court of public opinion is different for everybody. It's personal. We talk about Jonathan Majors. It's because it's being Black. It's comparing to similarly situated people who aren't Black. It's a personal bias of knowing him. It's being from the same place that he's from. Like, yeah, you just can't. It's an unfortunate thing. That's sad.
But there is an answer. The answer is then that means that for anyone in society, you are at the complete and utter mercy of anyone that might ever say anything about you.
You are though.
Okay.
And that's scary. Is it not? Look at the Me Too movement. It is. I'm not saying.
Look at the Me Too movement in what regard?
I'm just saying that accusations were made about people. Some of it, definitely some of it was proven, but some of it wasn't proven in the same way other people.
Like, give me
an
example of something in the Me Too movement that like wasn't necessarily proven.
I don't want to do that.
Well, but the reason why I'm saying the reason why I say that though is because there are certain things that weren't even allowed to be investigated criminally because the statute of limitations had run out or whatever. But then there's also when there are multiple accusers, right? If there are multiple and multiples and multiples of accusers, then that seems to demonstrate like a pathology, right? There's a MO there. And a lot of times in the Me Too movement, when people were talking about stuff, there were multiple accusers like talking about like one guy, two guys, three guys, whatever. They're talking about them. Or there were cases where things had been investigated internally wherever they happened. There was a paper trail with some of this stuff. There were things that had been filed and then covered up by corporations. There were people who had like also talked, because even an accusation, there are ways to like there are ways to go through an accusation. Like when you made an accusation, you're making it now. Did you tell anyone then? Right? Were there people then that you spoke to? Are there other people that remember the time that you came to them and told them that this had happened? How much of what you're talking about right now is just between you and the person? And how much of this is between you and the person and other people who knew about it, other people who you tried to talk to? A lot of times in those Me Too cases, there were women that had been victimized that had tried to talk to this stuff about people, and they had been rebuffed. They had been put to the side. I think the case of, hey, it was only me and him on an island, this happened, only us know about it, is actually kind of a unicorn case in the Me Too movement. It didn't happen that often. So
I guess my point is that, yeah, you are kind of at the mercy of, if somebody accuses you of something, you have no idea how people are going to view you after.
I understand that, but I get that. But shouldn't there be some sort of, like, how do we do this? Shouldn't there be some sort of societal standard where it's like, hey, this happened? Because if I'm not going to go back, I'm not even going to bring that up because that's too big. Because then I don't even know how to say this. I'm trying to be sensitive as I say it, but it can't be that way, right? There has to be something more to it than that. No?
I don't know.
Bernard shaking his head. What you want to say?
No, I agree with Rachel.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, there's my. If someone accuses you of something, because I mean that, like the situation I talked to you when we was one-on-one.
Tell people about it if you want to share.
Nah,
you don't want to share? Okay.
Look at Jay-Z.
Right.
With being accused of an incident at a Diddy white party.
Right.
Like it.
And people jumped out the window pretty stupidly.
And he was able to prove that, like, wasn't even there. Like, none of it it wasn't uncorroborated. It, like, could not have happened.
Right.
Was the proof. But yeah, and it changed the narrative on it completely. But if it had not been that of like, well, you know, we can't get in touch with this person or this person, blah, 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 then it's like almost like a question mark of, well, did it, didn't it? But you're not wrong that it shouldn't be that way, but we are dealing with people who have these unconscious bias about situations and people and events based on their own personal experiences. And that's a hard thing to beat when you're accused of something and then the court of public opinion has their input on it. You just don't know how they're going to interpret it.
I completely
It's
agree.
scary.
I completely agree, but I would just say that, like, look, once again, we've belabored this, but like, I completely agree, but I would say that they should, though. There should be, just in the interest of the overall public good, we should do two things. We should, number one, trust and verify every claim a victim makes. I think what worked against victims in the past was that the standing of the man and the standing of the potential offender in these cases like this was put over the claim made by the victim. So it wasn't necessarily, hey, did this happen? It was, hey, do you really want to do this to him?
Mm-hmm.
That is like, it wasn't, you come to me and you tell me something happened and I go, okay, cool, let's go find out. No, it was like, hey man, this guy's got a lot to live for. Look at what's going on with him. Look at what you got. You sure you really want to be the person that does this? What else can I give you? Like, what else can I say to you to make you not do this? Forget about what happened to you in your life, right? Like, forget about that. Like, this guy here is too important. His ascension in America is more important than anything that he put you through. That's obviously something that is grotesque. And I felt like that's what the Me Too movement was literally trying to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side of that, if you tell me something happened and then I go look at it and we can't prove that it happened, like, there's got to be, it can't just, you just can't live in the prison of someone's accusation in perpetuity. There has got to be a way out of that prison if they can't prove what happened to you, what happened to them.
And I think
happened.
on a one-time thing, it usually is.
Right.
That's just not what we're dealing with this.
Yeah,
one.
in this situation, look, I'll grant you that it seems as if there is a history here that would make you believe that there was some impropriety that took place here. But even to that, though, if you are him and that headline was weaponized against you, you have to come out and be like, hey, I told you I didn't do that. Now, I'm not saying that like...
Yes, but he did more.
Granted, but I'm just saying you have to be like, hey, like, remember I told you I didn't do that? Look, I didn't do it. You almost would have to do that.
Yeah. And then you know what I would have said to him? I don't see you out there talking about these 4 sexual assault allegations. You ain't out there like that.
He did do it, but the problem
he
is...
said he didn't do it, but I'm saying
he's done. They haven't been dropped. He has done that. The point is 4 of them. So after a certain point, there seems to be a glitch in your relationships with women. There seems to be a glitch in the way you deal with women. And that glitch in and of itself seems to be a way that you approach them in aggressiveness. Even if why would 4 or 5 different people think that this had happened unless there is a coordinated conspiracy against you? We're on the same page with that. But I'm just saying, like, and what we're talking about here, like, that actually made a chill run down my spine because we can't get to like that point.
No, and we're doing a hypothetical, and I don't think for one thing that people hold on to it like that. That's a hypothetical. This is different, and we both agree.
All right. Where we at?
Pat McAfee. He's facing some backlash after he joined President Trump in Ohio this week for the finale of the inaugural Patriot games, greeting him at the tarmac in Cleveland before traveling to the event and sitting alongside him during the event. The Patriot Games are a White House-backed youth athletic competition that celebrates the country's 250th anniversary. It features teenage athletes from across the country competing for a scholarship pool, and ESPN streams the competition and is going to air it at some point later.
There's clearly a double standard for Pat McAfee when it comes to other outspoken talent, Black talent at ESPN. Pat McAfee constantly says that politics should be out of sports and that he is not involved in it when it comes to what he does with the show. Yet in the last 2 weeks, we have seen him platform Aaron Rodgers, who basically dogged Dr. Fauci. And now we see him marching in with Trump and then sitting next to him at the Patriot Games. Pat McAfee, I guess he thinks we're stupid or that he thinks he's smarter than us. And I just, like, either he's a blithering idiot and doesn't see that being a part of the Patriot Games, Donnie just said who put it on and what it's about. He either doesn't see that or he doesn't see it because he actually believes in every single thing that the Patriot Games represents. When he was on his show after the games and he is confronting the criticism for him walking in with Trump and being there and supporting it, he's like, I just care about athletics and our youth and encouraging them to be active. And these games, this was so cool. It brought people for representing their states throughout this country who were excited about sports. And I'm all about supporting athletics. I have a child. I want to see them involved in it. I'm an athlete. Like, that's how he talks to us. And it's like this whole game was something to center and praise Trump. It was Trump's name was everywhere. People being interviewed. We're talking about, thank God for Trump. We love Trump. Trump walked out to chants. He's sitting in front of all the athletes. He's sitting in front of all the athletes with members of his cabinet and conservative members of Congress with Pat McAfee. Everything about this was about Trump and about celebrating Trump, and something that he has teased for a very long time. Pat McAfee's like, it's about highlighting athleticism. These are some of the best athletes across the country. I would challenge him. You're somebody who's involved in sports and tapped in. Did you recognize any of these names? Are these any 5-star recruits?
I didn't see it.
Yeah. Are these people that are being talked about on what they're going to do on the collegiate level? No. This was a 90% group of white kids who were chosen not based just on their athleticism and brought up the great athletes young athletes across the country. They had to submit a video explaining what it is to be a patriot. That was very much so about it. They also had to identify themselves based on their biological or how they were born biologically. Both of these things are an agenda. Also, a lot of them were talking about their Christian faith. So this was to promote Trump, to promote a conservative agenda, to promote Christianity, to promote whiteness, all under the guise of we just really are about athletics and encouraging our youth to really be involved in exercise and athleticism. And if that's really the case, then maybe you wouldn't want to dismantle the Department of Education, which may not be involved in setting the rules for games, but is definitely involved in sports and athleticism on a federal level when it comes to funding and programs of such nature.
Do you know, well said, do you know what I like about myself?
I'm sure there's a lot.
It's not as much as you would think, but there's one thing. I think that my ancestors are proud of me.
I bet they are too.
I think that my Big Papa, Big Mama, Uncle Gent, Aunt Deuce, Aunt Emily. I think they see me saying stuff, Uncle Pete, Aunt Teresa. I think they see me saying stuff, and I think they're proud because I say what I mean and I mean what I say. I think they sometimes go, oh, that boy is wrong. You're doing too much, okay? He's doing too much. You got that one wrong. But I think they're proud that I am walking in who I actually am and saying what I actually think. Mm-hmm. And I wonder about people like Pat McAfee sometimes. Pat McAfee wants to be MAGA so bad. He just won't let it happen. Pat McAfee wants to be desperately
publicly MAGA.
He wants to come out of the closet as MAGA. He wants to be down so badly, but he will only stick the tip in. And I wonder if he feels like he's letting his ancestors down. Your ancestors kicked the shit out of people for a long time, so you didn't have to hide the fact that you stand next to a racist and xenophobic political product. They did so much so you could stand up proudly and be like, I'm with the Death Star. It's me, Emperor Palpatine, Grand Moff Tarkin, and Darth Vader. They stumped on a lot of people, spread smallpox everywhere, so you could go and stand proudly by them, yet you won't do it. You keep dancing around it. No one, to Rachel's point, that is even mildly paying attention is going to look at this Patriot game situation as anything other than a modern Hitler Youth event. Nobody who's paying attention. Nobody's going to look at what's being done on those fields or what's being said in those videos and think anything other than this is really poorly done propaganda. Mm-hmm. The most successful thing about the Patriot games is that they got Pat McAfee.
Well, and ESPN.
Whatever. Them too. But McAfee, through the way of it, the most successful thing about it is that they got somebody like him and ESPN to stand next to this product. No one else looking at this. This is anything other than direct propaganda from the Trump administration.
Yeah.
But Pat McAfee, who desperately wants to be down, who desperately wants to get attaboys from the president, who desperately wants to stand next to him and put his MAGA hat on and do the entire thing, for some reason, he doesn't have the courage to do it. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Everybody else, they done made it plain and clear. It cost them nothing. No one fucking cares. You guys have outed yourselves as the bad guy. You think that any of the athletes that you would want to interview on the Pat McAfee show are not going to come on there because you're MAGA, you're wrong. They're going to go sit down with Aiden Ross. They're going to go sit down with you. They're going to go sit down with Theo. Everybody else that's in that situation. Nobody fucking cares about anything. You pussy. Stop being one. Like
it's almost worse.
It's like,
you're right.
It's just do it. I actually don't understand. You like the guy. You like the guy, you fuck with the guy, you love his raps, you think he raps on time to the beat and the rhythm, man. Go buy the fucking tape. Just go buy the tape. I actually don't even give a fuck about none of this. The thing that I care about is the fact that you just won't live in it. Just live in it. I'm not talking about Pat McAfee's private life. And Pat McAfee, have your secrets. Everybody has them. But on this, you're trying to go out there and then sell it as something different. What, you think niggas is stupid? Just go out there and do your thing.
That's what is annoying to me. It's actually the latter part of what you said. It's not that I care that much about Pat. It's just that it's so annoying that you keep talking to people like they're stupid. Like we don't have 2 eyes and 2 ears and aren't seeing and listening to the things that you're doing. You don't walk out with the president and sit next to him and members of his like that picture where they're all sitting there in front of those athletes. You look like you're a member of his team and you like it. You're enjoying yourself.
You love
you think
this.
it's
That's
cool.
what you fuck with it.
It is so obvious. The only thing missing is the red hat and the actual words of I am MAGA. I do support Trump. But everything else that you're showing us does that. And that bothers me, but it also bothers me coming off of us seeing figures who have used their public figures, I shouldn't say public figures, say this again, Black figures
Ryan Clark.
who have used their voice. Ryan Clark, who has used his voice outside of ESPN, on social media, and even on ESPN to use his voice to talk about things that impact his community, how a lot of the athletes you talk about feel, people, the audience who watches it, how they feel, and that's resonating with people, but you don't like it because it interferes with your corporation or your money, so you let him go, but then you let Pat McAfee do stuff like this. That does bother me. Yeah. I do have to say that, and it's just so blatant, especially right after it's happening.
Some of that is probably about audience too. McAfee's just such a big deal there. They let him probably give him a little bit of a longer leash.
Yeah. Longer leash, more money, all of that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, to have Aaron Rodgers come on there and just be like that, and Pat McAfee, I'm not into politics. I do not involve myself in politics.
First of all,
like, stop.
And by the way, just to let you guys know, it's all politics. Going to, like, the military doing stuff at the halftime of an NFL football game or before the game, politics. Pledging allegiance to the flag, politics. Like it's this right here standing next to the president. If you're with the president, it's political. The president is a political figure. It's politics.
Well, he wasn't even working. Well, you came to enjoy the festivities. That's the thing.
You're with the president. It's politics. Visiting the White House, all of that stuff is political. It is a part of the sports washing of American political discourse. Hey, I want to come there. I want to get a jersey from the president. It's the highest thing. It is also made to make people believe in institutions to a degree that those institutions seem pristine. It's all a part of it. Like, how could you question the president when Shohei Ohtani was just with the president? If you like Shohei Ohtani and the president likes Shohei Ohtani, that means that you like the president. Doesn't matter that the Dodgers couldn't fucking win a game for 2 weeks after they goddamn left the White House, ruined the whole fucking season, right? But like all of that stuff is made to make you accept the stuff that is being programmed to you.
Programmed is right.
That is a part of the deal. So what I'm saying is, Pat McAfee, you're a programmer. Be a programmer. Shit, I'm a programmer. Like, be a programmer. Just, man, stick with your side. You know what we don't like, man? We don't like, if everybody getting ready to fight and it's a nigga lingering in the middle, hey, bro, man, get with your side, bro. Go with your people, bro. Go with your team. That you look like a weakling. Just, bro.
It's just, you sound crazy.
Put the tape in the fucking, spin them raps. You like them raps. You watch Trump and you like,
Patriot games.
Patriot games. By the way,
greatest athletes in the country.
Speaking of Patriot games, Harrison Ford movie, 1991. Now look, 92. Have you ever seen that? So Jack Ryan, by the way, this is also propaganda, by the way. It's funny. It's all propaganda. It's such bullshit. There's nothing, you can't get away from it. So I watch Patriot games and I'm desperately rooting for Jack Ryan to destroy the IRA agents that have attacked his family because he foiled an IRA hit against the Crown. And then after that, they targeted his family. He killed one of the IRA guys, his brother, and then Jack Ryan's on the run. I mean, the IRA comes to his house in Maryland at the end. He's fighting and stuff like that. And now, when I look at the movie now, I'm not so sure like whose side I should be on. But as a kid, the CIA agent, James Bond, all of that shit, those were my guys. Programming.
All right, let's stick to some White House stuff. Saucy Santana sat down with Angela Yee on lip service and addressed the backlash he received after reposting a White House video that used his song Quiet on the Creek to promote ICE and Border Patrol. Let's hear from Saucy.
Because the White House is supposed to be a different standard than what it is now.
Yeah.
Like, normally you think the White House...
I'm not going to lie. For me, Obama used to stay there.
Yeah.
That's Obama. You know what Obama's
house. It's still Obama's house.
They know. They using my song. What? So I go, all I see is somebody riding on a dirt bike and they say, shh, quiet on the creek.
Right.
Wow. I said, ooh, man, what? I don't give a fuck who in the hell y'all know me.
Yeah.
Poor little rich girl, y'all know me. Bitch, what up? So I reposted. Quick. This is in real time. That's one thing I do love about the live stream. Bitch, don't act like y'all went there.
Yeah.
This in real time. Trey called me. He like, bruh, that thing you posted with the White House, I was like, that's a bad thing?
Yeah, you didn't know.
He was like,
didn't know.
Yeah. I was like, oh, my bad. And I apologize.
My bad.
I said, my bad.
Yeah.
Quiet on the Creek. I didn't hear about this, by the way, when this happened.
You didn't hear about when he reposted it, or you didn't see this?
I didn't hear about any of the reposts or none of this. But I'm only hearing about it from this.
I didn't see when he posted it because I'm just like not on. I think it was on TikTok. I'm just not on TikTok like that. But I definitely saw this interview, or at least this clip from the interview, and I obviously can understand why people were so upset by it. But I feel like I've been really critical this podcast. It's not hard to know what the White House is about. It's not. It's not hard for most people who are chronically online to name 3 things that you feel like, let's just say you're liberal, that you feel like the White House is doing wrong, or you feel like the White House is attacking a certain marginalized group. It's really not that hard. And I think that one of the 3 people would name is the trans community. And that's not Saucy Santana. He's not. I'm not saying he is trans. But he is an openly gay man who is non-conforming in the way that he expresses himself, in the way he dresses, and wearing makeup with the nails and everything. And he has kind of built this whole persona that he is part of the public narrative as someone who is representative of the LGBTQ community as a whole. It doesn't take much for people to know that this administration, MAGA movement, far right, are attacking that community. So that alone, you should not be excited. It is a stark contrast to who you represent yourself of in the community that you represent. Gender identity, period, is on the attack. You being openly gay, non-conforming in the way that you express yourself, that is part of the general term gender identity that the Trump administration is attacking and has in executive orders. So you should not be excited over seeing the White House use your song. That alone, that you should just know that what they stand for is in contradiction to a marginalized community, period. Second part of it, and it may be more of the latter part, is paying attention to what they were using it for. Like, that's the other part. They were using it for ICE. We clearly know how problematic ICE has been under the Trump administration and has been weaponized to go after and continuing. They just got a whole new tool. They're about to use electric gloves on people, but can't get their body cams right. You know that ICE has been used as a weapon against marginalized people. So that's the second part of it too. But just, I don't know. You said something at the very beginning of this podcast when you said, we love the systems that oppress us. Now, I'm not saying that, I actually don't know what Saucy Santana's political beliefs are. He took it down, so I'm just going to make some assumptions here. He took the post down when he saw the criticism. But just loving the fact that the White House used your song kind of bleeds into what you're saying about loving the systems that oppress us. That should have been an immediate no. And even more so, you have seen many other artists follow suit of being highly critical of the administration and the White House when they use their songs. Sabrina Carpenter, Bad Bunny, Ariana Grande have asked for them to take it down and have been outspoken. And that is not what we saw Saucy Santana do. And for the reasons I just expressed above, it's just, we got to be better. We got to be better.
You know, it's always hard for me in these types of situations. Number one is the fact that I have such little care.
That's how I feel some days too.
Yeah, I get it, but I totally get it. But like, also that I never know what people know and don't know. I don't. I'm sure that I'm sure that Saucy Santana understands that Donald Trump and his White House are like, they're controversial figures. I'm sure that he knows that. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that that's known. I'm sure that the fuck Trump thing is a big deal. I'm sure that that's a thing. But also, there's just enough mixed messages for people to kind of sometimes be on the sidelines with stuff like this. And also, I say this as well. Let's go back to what I was just talking about. Man, when you're talking about the White House and these types of institutions, let me completely reset and say what I really mean to say, is that it takes more moxie for someone like Saucy Santana to dismiss the White House than you might think that it does. And we ask for that moxie, and we're not wrong for asking for it. But it's not that I want to give grace to hood niggas in this situation, but I want to give grace to hood niggas in this situation. And there's another reason why I kind of exist in the space that I exist in, because, man, you have these goals and these dreams, and these things outlast the people that are in them. It don't really matter, right? So, like, I'm doing such a poor job of podcasting. The White House means so much to them. To just so many people. Like, the White House means a lot. The president means a lot. That type of standing in the glow of that type of Americana, being co-signed in that way, sometimes will feel like a co-sign that you could never get from BET, you could never get from Soul Train, you could never get from any community. The White House said I'm hot. The president said I'm hot. All of these people said I'm hot. Where this really starts in us eroding our relationships to these institutions and organizations of power. Where this starts is not just criticism of the Trump White House, not just criticism of the Bush White House. Healthy criticism of the White House, even when the guy you like is in there. Let's start a new tradition. Let's start a tradition of holding all of these people to account for what they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to do. That way, we don't under-vilify some and over-vilify others. Now, you can't over-vilify the Trump administration. But I look at him, and he seems like, to me, a victim of generations and generations of American propaganda. Either that or he's a closet Trump supporter. He loves Donald Trump. He loves everything that's going on. He can't wait to vote for Donald Trump. He can't wait to go places. This is what he always wanted. He fucking sent them the video. That's probably not what happened. What probably happened was he saw, oh shit, it's the White House. And while the rest of us will go blinking red, blinking red, blinking red, he goes, This is a way for me to get my shit going crazier than it ever has before. Look how on I am. Look how I have made it. Look who is fucking recognizing me. And it doesn't matter who's really in the White House. That's bullshit. That entire mode of American programming it depowers you. It just does. I fall victim to it. Everybody falls victim to it. When I look at it, I think it's actually pretty dope that you responded to the people that said, hey, take it down, and you took it down. Because a lot of people would have been like, yo, man, I'm leaving it the fuck up. I think it's good on the community of Saucy Santana fans to be like, we not accepting that from you, because that's the way you have to deal with celebrities who are people that you empower. It was actually good on him to be like, you know what, or at least smart of him to be like, I'm going to take it down. As far as him not knowing about Donald Trump, I doubt that's true. He probably does. But the glow of being recognized by these almost religious-like places, these cathedrals, and these monuments to American oppression, it's just still very meaningful to a lot of people. It was like when the Biden administration was in office, people flying out to be a part of the White House and flying out to be a part of it. They're not celebrities. They not celebrities. They not celebrities. They not the people. They don't sing and dance and tell jokes and shit like that. It's the president. It's like it is a group of people who you cannot let yourself get glamored by. I know that what I'm saying right now is going to be unpopular and people don't want to hear it. But the way for this not to happen is for us to maintain the consistency of holding power to account every fucking time and to look at the Capitol Hill and the White House and all of that stuff as seats of power and not like parents to please or like people to like revere. They're impressive people. Don't get me wrong. They went to a lot of schools. They talk great. They're nice. I feel like, you know, I still see the Obamas. I get the warm and fuzzies. They're great, elegant, beautiful, brilliant people. But shit, man. And we're going to keep coming back here every time it's somebody we don't like if we don't change our of how we orient to these places and to these people. You know, that like they say the flag and make you get all fuzzy about it and stuff like that. And then anything done in the name of the flag, you got to agree with it.
It almost would have been funnier if, because I know, maybe the people on social do who are running it, but I know President Trump doesn't know who Saucy Santana is. And it would have been funnier if he would have used that as an opportunity to be like, oh, he's a fan, and like let him do his Saucy Santana comedy routine with it. That could have been a moment to be funny with it, but you know, he had instinctive excitement instead.
He got excited.
He got excited about it.
You got excited. I got a jump rope that's coming to me right now. It's on its way. It's being delivered.
It's good exercise. I used to be on it.
Be on the jump rope?
Yeah. Fast, double. Wait till you get to the double.
I can double. I've been jumping rope for a long time.
Oh, okay. You still
There's
do
only
that.
one
I don't
problem.
know if I could. I haven't done it in a long time.
There's one problem.
Side to side.
There's one
Do you
problem
do
with
jump rope competitions in school?
Well, I jump rope
like
because
a part of
you got
PE.
jump rope. Phil would make you. By the way, love and prayers to Phil Polina, the entire Polina family. Coach Phil, my boxing coach, like an uncle to me. Like legitimately, he had surgery. He's laid up right now. He is recovering. So anybody out there you might see more of me at Philosophy Boxing over the next couple of months. Coach Phil needs us. So shout out to Coach Phil and to Taylor and everybody taking care of Coach Phil. Coach Phil makes you jump rope for 10 straight minutes before you box.
Oh, well, that's a long time.
It's a very long time.
Jeez.
It's a very long time. Now, you know what the only thing about jump roping that gets me now?
What?
The titty dance.
I thought you were losing.
I am.
What cup are we?
We're probably down to an A now.
That's good.
Yeah, but the titty dance,
Where
like
did we
before, we was Dolly Parton. At first, we was going crazy, but the titty dance now, like I can't jump rope at Equinox. I feel like people looking.
Not if you have an A. You're fine.
A is fine, but there's still some movement. Other niggas jump rope, don't shit move, but the shirt. That's what I want to be. I see niggas in there. Y'all niggas are in shape.
Remind me to tell you something off mic.
Y'all niggas are in shape, bro.
Don't let me remind me to tell him something.
And I'm doing, man, I'm pushing the ground, baby. I'm waking up. I'm up right now. I would say probably to about maybe like 200, 250 push-ups a day. I'm pushing the ground.
Wow, you do that every day?
Yeah. I'm pushing the fucking
for you,
ground,
man.
man. And like
wide push-ups or close-hand push-ups?
I do the full range of motion.
200's crazy.
Yeah.
What's the goal? What are you trying to get to?
Well, back during my days, it was 50-50-50, 50-50-50, 50-50-50. So it like in the morning at TMZ, and if you don't believe me, ask Dax or ask Peter or even ask Max, who used to call us the toolbox because he called us tools because we would be doing push-ups in the meeting. We would do 50, 50, 50 in the meeting. Then at lunch, I would do 50, 50, then 50. And then after my evening workout, 50, 50, 50.
That's not what I meant. I meant like your fitness goal. Like, is there a weight? Is there like a pair of jeans? Is there
nothing like that.
Is there like an A cup? That kind of thing. Like, what are you?
I'll know it when I get there.
Okay,
I'm starting to feel good though, man.
You should.
I'm starting to feel good. Do you think I have a soft spot for people from the hood?
You said it.
You think? I think I do. Maybe I need to be more critical. But I just,
I don't think that
there's so much fucking.
I don't think that there's a problem for having an understanding of people who I think typically people just look past in certain ways. Like they don't give them credit. They underestimate them. So I don't think that what you're saying is wrong. And I don't dwell on that too much. I think you're considering things just as they should. I just think that because of the community, and I think, like I said at the top of this, if there's a top 3, one of these is on the list. Like it. Right. That such a point of conversation right now.
Should we do code switching with my homies at the shop? You care about it or no?
Well, I think we can both agree that I don't care about a lot of these. But let's do it.
Let's do it. Donnie, the shop. Shout out to my homeboys Taco and Stilo.
Right. Stilo and Taco discussed code switching on the podcast The Shop recently. We all know what code switching is. Let's hear what they had to say about it.
I try not to code switch too much just because I feel like I owe it to myself and I owe it to the culture not to code switch just too much and not to like change my voice too much. I feel like, I've had to code switch obviously in life to make it where I made it. You be in all these white rooms and you feel like you might have to code switch a little bit, make them feel a little safe, you know what I mean? To make them connect with you in that way. But I also feel like I owe it to myself not to code switch too much. I say in the room with white people all the time. I had a black friend come to me recently and say, man, you the first black person I ever met that was just like say in front of everybody and you don't give a fuck. And I'm like, and I dare them to say it too. I'm like, I will not, don't say in front of me. Like, I'm okay with being who I am and how I talk in front of people. I don't want to change that.
I get it. I think for me, I just want everybody to feel comfortable, and I'm willing to come down to whatever level they are to make them feel comfortable until they're comfortable enough with me to be me. That makes sense?
That makes sense.
It's like meeting a child almost. You come down to their level to make them feel safe. It's like, hey, I'm at your level now. I'm not some overstanding thing. I'm not something that's so over the top. So I think I come down to someone's level, and then from there we'll walk up the stairs together.
Yeah, but I feel like having to come down or simulate to somebody else's culture, but making them feel comfortable. We don't always feel comfortable in spaces. For me to say I have to make you feel comfortable in this space, more than likely, if you make it into certain rooms, you don't feel comfortable because more than likely you're the only black person there. You're like, okay, I'm in this room now. I don't feel comfortable. Why should I then now have to then turn it on even more?
I think I do it because I wish somebody did it for me sometimes. If I was in a room that I felt uncomfortable in, I would love for somebody to kind of be like, what's up, man? You good? Like, it's almost like a thermostat. I'm just reading the temperature in the room and let me do what's based on the temperature rather than coming in hot or coming in cold and f***ing up the chemistry and the feng shui of the room and the chi or whatever. I also think I always like people to feel comfortable around me, and that's my goal. And so sometimes, somebody might not feel comfortable around you for a second because they don't know you at all, and you have to build that reputation or build that trust between you and somebody else. But I'm not gonna be like, I can't do it because I can't be in a room with I can't be myself. I'm always gonna be myself.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna speak my mind and do the things that I would naturally do. But maybe I'll do it in a language that's a little more comfortable for somebody else.
What do you think?
I don't agree with either one of them. I don't know what you're talking about.
What? What's wrong? You don't agree? What's wrong?
What was Young Taco talking about?
He was talking about, can I tell you something? I think, so man, okay, let me tell you something. I think people are actually confused on code switching in general.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the comments. Funniest one I saw was that somebody said their outfits were code switching. I thought that was funny. Even though I like how both of them are dressed.
Why is everybody so fucking mean?
No,
Nigga,
Stilo, I saw, you know why I saw it? Because obviously I follow Stilo.
Like, what you wearing, nigga?
No, Stilo laughed at it. It was funny. And the reason I saw it is because I follow Stilo, so it popped up. I was like, that is kind of funny. Like, he was making a joke. I don't think it was that serious. I thought it was funny. But I agree with you. Keep going.
So, like, language is a tool. Like, that's all language is. Language is a tool. And being well-versed in communicating is about the number of tools that you have in your toolbox. So when I'm at home in Baton Rouge, I fall into the way that I talk when I'm at home in Baton Rouge because I understand the language of South Baton Rouge. I understand the language of my family. In my friend group, the Player Proof, we say things and have like words and phrases that we use that nobody else knows. If I say something and I'll be like, hey man, should we go to Louisiana land yap tonight? Ian will be like, Royal Blue that. We know what that means. Royal Blue that means confirmed, right? Like there is a different set of words and phrases that I use because I'm changing syntax. Syntax will be changed sometimes in the company that you're in. In the company that you're in, your language toolbox should be big enough so that you can fit different types of words in there and deploy those words when you need them. That is where being a great communicator comes into. Language, like people used to talk about, like we had people that used to work with me at TMZ and people would be like, oh my God, they sound so like whatever. I'd be like, but if you go to where she's from, they won't understand you, right? If you go to where they are, you leave the boardroom here at Spotify or whatever, and you come back to Baton Rouge, they're not gonna know what you're talking about. Now, if you think that your language is superior to theirs, then what you will think is that they should know the King's English. You run society, so they should talk like you talk. No, they have their own fucking way that they talk, their own dialect, their own speech, their own everything, and you are not being well understood by them. They can understand me and I can understand you. I can talk to you. I can talk to them. There's not code that's being switched. Syntax might be being switched. Yeah. Switching your code to me is when you switch the source of what it is that you are, because code is a source. Meaning if you want to say something that you would have said in somewhere else, like let's say you're in a room of people and a white guy says Negro, and y'all watching it on TV, and you go, shit, that white motherfucker, he must be racist. He's saying Negro. You laughing with your friends about it, you see it on TV. If you are in front of that white man, and he uses the term Negro, and you don't say it then, you're code switching. Because you're switching the source, the rules that govern you. Your code is what is the societal rules that you are made up of. And I see people do that all the time. It's not about the way you talk and the way you communicate. It's about what you accept from people in rooms that you feel uncomfortable in. I don't think either one of those guys would do that. I don't think that's what they're talking about. I think sometimes, to me, what I see is people go along with some shit to get along with some shit, not call out or even jab at or maybe accept things that they shouldn't to make other people feel comfortable. I don't think they're talking about that.
Well, when Young Taco started, he was. Now, he brought it back in the end, and I was concerned. When he first started talking, he literally said he talks to people like they're a child and he meets them where they are. As in, he's like, not to make them feel more comfortable. So it was detached from self. When he first started, he brought it back. He saved it. But when he first started, it's a detachment of self to make sure that you're accommodating to that person to make them feel comfortable. And then he goes on to say, because he wished they would have done it to him. But then he says, thank God, I'm never not myself. That's why I was like, what was he talking about? Because I was so when he first started, I was like, oh my gosh.
But think about what he was saying.
He got there.
But what I'm saying is, what I would have asked in that situation is, what does that mean? So that means, like, he's from LA, Taco from LA.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone looked at him and went, yeah, man, you're in LA. So like, if he's in a room full of white people and they go, oh man, you're in LA. So which set do you claim? Like, which set do you bang? If he'd have been like, and not said, hey, what you just said is fucked up, I don't think he would have done that. So what I'm saying is, when you're in these rooms, to me, the code switching that I see, and by the way, I fucking seen it.
Well, yes.
The code switching that I see is not changing the way you talk or move or trying to communicate with somebody that's on their level. That is trying to be an effective communicator. It is legitimately making yourself smaller, changing who you are to fit into a room because you think that you would be more palatable.
That's what he said at first.
That's not what he said.
At first,
that's not what he said.
That's
not what he said.
Well, he didn't say it like that.
He said, meet people where they are.
And he said, I come down because I want them to feel comfortable. Like it was a detachment of self. Now, he brought it back. I'm giving it to him.
I don't think he said that.
But when he started off, to me, that is where it was headed.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with your definition of it. I look at it more as like a passive code switching, which to me is like, when I go back to Texas, my accent might come out more, or all the things that you explained. Like, you naturally kind of fall into things. You see it all the time, like people who are not from the United States and they go back to like where they're from, and then they come back and their accent's stronger, like that kind of thing. I look at it more as passive versus like more of an intentional code switching, which I think is the other way that you were saying it. To intentionally change who you are, to make other people feel comfortable, is, I think, the main code switching that people talk about. Like, I will code switch between professional and personal. And the reason I said that I don't agree with either one of those, because I'm not saying the N-word in front of white people. I don't want you to get comfortable hearing me say it. I don't want you to get comfortable with it being around you. I just don't trust, this is me personally, I just don't trust what you're going to take from that. Like, oh, you're cool enough to hear it. This is just me. It doesn't mean this is the case. This is how I think about it. Oh, if they're comfortable enough staying around me, are you going to go use it? Are you going to feel, I just don't know. So I just don't do that. To me, that is a cultural thing that we do. That's me. I don't judge anybody who does it. I'm just saying that's why I disagree with what Stilo said. And then for the Young Taco part of it, I just disagree with the first part of what he was talking about, which I already explained how I received it, because I don't believe that you should change who you are or separate from self at all in order to effectively communicate or present yourself to a group of people who aren't quite like you. I feel like, to your point about having the tools and being a master communicator, you should be able to express yourself and present yourself through communication and not feel like you have to adapt to them or change for them. Like, when I was younger, I 100% did stuff like that. Mm-hmm. When I was like going to an all-white school in elementary at times, because I was made fun in one group, and then of course not enough for another group because I wasn't them, I tried to code switch in both ways. And it was just wrong as a kid, when I was with black kids running summer track and when I was white kids at school. So I think that intentional code switching is so wrong, because it strips you from who you are, you detach from self, and it forms from a level of insecurity. And I hate to see people who don't feel like they can be themselves in certain situations, who aren't strong enough to be that person, or feel like they can't be that themselves because somebody won't accept them. I don't think that's obviously that's not where he went. But when he first started, I was so afraid that that's what he was talking about.
But not saying the N-word in front of white people is insecurity.
Not for me. I don't trust saying it in front of white people. That is not. I'm telling you, for me, that has nothing to do with insecurity.
I get it, but when you,
because it's said on the podcast.
But when you said what you said was, you don't feel secure. You feel like you would be like unconsciously permissive to them for them to go say it.
But that's not, even you saying that, that's not me being insecure. That's me not trusting white people to hear me say that. That's not an insecurity. Like, I just don't believe in saying that. And it's not because white people feel uncomfortable hearing it by any means. I just don't want you to get comfortable around the N-word.
So this is my deal. This is how I feel. I talk how I talk.
No, I know you do
and so this, if I'm on CNN, if I'm on CNN,
you professionally code switch.
No, I don't professionally code switch. I use the tool for the job.
It's professional, Van. It's professional. You don't talk like on CNN like you do here.
I know, because this is a different forum, right? So I use the different tool for the job. But when I am on CNN, I am authentically myself.
Of course.
Right. So what I'm saying is, if we are in a situation right here and there's some white people in the room, I'm Van, I don't give a fuck how they hear anything that I say. Like, I legitimately do not give a fuck. If you, like, if I say the N-word and then you say it back, we're gonna have a quick cultural lesson.
Of course.
Right. And so
I'm not questioning that.
And so to me, though, all of this stuff is completely personal, right?
Right.
The only thing that I would say, right, to anyone is, you are code switching when you are switching the things that make you who you are. I've been in rooms, especially with Sterling. I've been in rooms with him to where legitimately where I've been like, yo, we just met them. You know what I mean? But even when we talking about like we just Stilo crazy, man. Like Stilo don't switch up his shit for nobody, honestly. I'll be like, yo, we just met them. But think about this. When it comes back to making people comfortable. You ask somebody, let's pretend like we just met. Ask me where I'm from.
Where are you from?
I'm from Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. I used to live in Milwaukee.
Why did you say that?
Because I was connecting with you.
To make me feel comfortable.
No, we had something in common.
Right. But why would you bring up, to a stranger, hold on, wait a second.
I really wasn't trying to make you feel comfortable.
I knew that you would say that though. To a stranger, to somebody that you just met, why would you tell me where you used to live?
So
connect and establish rapport with me.
Connect. You are correct. You're right. Connect and establish rapport. That's a part of conversation.
Right.
I'm not doing it because I'm like, I got to make that person feel comfortable.
You are though. Like you're doing it. The reason why you do that. You do that because it immediately establishes something common with that person. It immediately establishes a rapport with that person so that you two can now talk about where y'all used to go in Milwaukee, what y'all used to do, what you are immediately more comfortable around someone that you have experienced a commonality with. That is a human thing that people do, right? So hey man, like, where you from? I'm from. I used to live. My family from Louisiana. That's what niggas in LA do. My family from Louisiana. Why? That's what they say. Like, my family from Louisiana. Why do you want me to know that your family from Louisiana? You want me to know that we got something in common so we could be cool and comfortable around each other. That's what people do. That's what people do. Boy, I got you, man. You walked right into that.
I don't agree with you, but I think because you're using comfort in a way of almost like we meet people all the time. And when I walk up to somebody I don't know, I might walk into an event by myself. I might be networking, don't have a +1. When I approach someone, my thought is not, how do I make them comfortable? And that's where I disagree with you. I'm like, I want to start a conversation, or it might be somebody that I want to meet. So we might not have you might not have said Milwaukee, you might have said Idaho. And I might have been like, oh, really? I've never been to Idaho. That's interesting. I'm not doing it because I'm trying to make them comfortable. I guess I'm doing it just to start conversation. I guess I'm just focused on the intent of it.
The intent of it legitimately, because even in asking that question, like, they say they from Idaho, right? Never been to Idaho. What's Idaho like? Give them an opportunity to talk to themselves. Give them an opportunity to unfurl a little bit. Give them an opportunity to live in who they are. You're trying to destroy the awkwardness in meeting new people and establish some type of rapport so where you guys can comfortably communicate. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, if you say that you've been to Idaho when you haven't really been there, if you say that you love Milwaukee when you've never actually been there, now you're code switching. Now you're changing the fundamental nature of who you
So
are.
it's a lie.
To make somebody else. It's always a lie. That's what this stuff is to me. This stuff is, hey, what you said, I actually don't fuck with that. I actually don't like that. That actually is offensive to me, but I'm going to lie to myself and lie to you so that you feel better about being in this room with me. That to me is code switching. And I see people do that. I've walked out of meetings before to where I was been like, next time you do that, I'm gonna bust your ass. Like next time, like legitimately, I've walked out of meetings where I've been like, you know what? Next time you sit there skinning and grinning when these people say this, like we just talked about this. Next time you do that, I'm gonna bust your ass in front of them. I only didn't do that because you my man or like you my homegirl. I see that all the time. That to me is the thing that gets a little bit dehumanizing.
Yes, when you pretend, maybe I should say, I mean, I guess that's a lie too. But when you
What's a
lie, pretending to be something you're not is a lie.
Speaking of lying, let me tell you what the truth is right now. Hold on real quick. We have to help somebody right now who we really revere. We have to. How do you feel about AOC?
I like AOC.
Do you love AOC?
I like AOC.
Do you hope that AOC finds love?
If that's what she wants.
Okay, there you go. See, that's very important. Now, while we shouldn't in any way make these celebrity people into heroes and stuff like that, we're going to do it right now. We're going to code switch.
And seen the whiteboard in a really long time.
Yeah, it's important. So here's the word. Give me some more tape.
Wow.
Give me some tape. Now,
We've upgraded the board.
How we upgraded?
You walked in with this?
I bought this whiteboard.
And you put it together up here?
This was me and KJ and Starbird did this like months ago.
Okay.
Because we had meetings here.
Well, I say you upgraded because you used to be able to hold it from your seat. This is an upgrade.
This is an upgrade. You are right. Okay, Rachel, there have been reports that AOC is now single. Okay, she broke up with the ginger guy that she was dating. And now, our sister, even though I believe that we should not care too much about these politicians, we're going to break that rule one time to help AOC find love.
Oh, wow.
Now,
yes, we talked about this.
Don't act like you weren't in on this, by the way.
No, we talked about this.
You're code switching right now. You're switching up the code. We did this. A lot of the best sort of suggestions here came from you.
Yes.
From you, and strangely enough.
I know what it is to be a single woman who's looking for quality or maybe a little fun.
Okay, so look, just so people know, because everybody is a part of this, so when like this gets criticized, we all did this. So AOC is a single Latina.
Why don't you reread the title again? Because that's hilarious.
AOCing. Who is AOCing is the name of this.
Nice.
Single Latina 36 congresswoman, right? Could fucking be the president one day. You never goddamn know. Okay? There are 3 different categories of who AO will be seeing next. All right? First of all, you got the rebounds. These are the guys that are just going to be some fun for AOC right now. Okay?
Let it be known there was no AI used in the process of making this list.
No, we didn't use AI. We don't need AI.
We have AOC.
We have AOC. All right. Then we got long-term people that she could date. These might be guys that AOC would be with for the next, I don't know, so 5 years? What do you consider long-term to be?
Me over 2.
You over 2. Okay, over 2. Then you have a very special group of people. These are the presidential guys. These are the dudes that AOC could date or marry that would help her in her prospect to become the first female president of the United States of America. Now, let's go over here to the rebounds first. And I would like to say that I took this list very seriously. So we're starting off with the 2 top rebounds to me. And then, Rachel, you tell me who your top rebound is. Pete Davidson for AOC. I think that would work. A little fun, this specific talk around the town about Pete. And maybe AOC could use that. And then Future. Now, if AOC really wanted to turn the culture on its head, it could be AOC and Future at the BET Awards next summer.
Can you imagine?
You going to the CBC right away. Like, she's going to be accepted into all different types of spots. Now, Rachel, who on this list did you put for the rebound?
Bad Bunny. Well,
Bad
I
Bunny.
didn't put Bad Bunny.
But that's who you're choosing.
But that's who I would choose. That was a great choice. It was not. I did not put it on the board.
So you're choosing Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny was one of my suggestions for a rebound.
Bad Bunny is great. Bad Bunny is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
He is a rebel in his own right. He is a Latino man.
Oh!
He can sing.
Mm-hmm.
He can dance. He can rap. He's
Right.
creative. It's totally different from her world. And that'll be fun for her. Like a sweet escape.
Okay.
A creative escape for her.
Talk your shit.
I love this.
Bad
She
Bunny.
can have such a good time. And like she would know it's not for long.
Yeah.
You know, it's just for fun.
Yeah.
And you need that
Yeah.
right off the
What
bat.
makes a good rebound?
Somebody who's not going to make you feel heavier because you've already lost something, right? So you're down. Sometimes you've lost like your ability to trust. Sometimes you've lost like that sexiness, and you want the person who's going to give that back to you. I'm talking like it's happened before because it has. So you want that person who's going to make you feel light on your feet, free again, make you feel like you still got it.
Right.
Bad Bunny.
So let's rank these guys. So Bad Bunny's going to go 1, Pete 2. Who should be 3?
I guess Future. You kind of got me with the BET
Future.
Awards.
Future's 3.
I liked that. I saw it.
I'm going to go Tay Diggs 4. Shout out to my homie.
Tay's fun.
Tay's very fun. That would be a good fucking rebound
Yeah.
for AOC.
Can't you see them making like Instagram videos together?
Yeah.
Like doing, yeah.
Tay's a good one. All right. We got to go Drake 5 then.
Why?
Because Drake is a tried and true rebound, right? He'll be in there. She'll have a lot of fun.
But will Drake let go? See, like, I feel like it would be harder for her to leave him. Like, Drake seems like he would want to be there a little longer.
Oh, Drake's one long term with AOC. Like they look like okay.
I think he would want that.
So somebody put Miles Caden on this list. Who
I
did that?
did.
Okay,
he's a rising
called
star.
Freaky shit.
He's of age.
He's 21 years old.
Ready.
Okay. Oh,
he's
you
ready
like
for
that
the
shit.
picking.
Okay, fuck it then.
I'm just saying for the rebound for her.
That's
He's
5
super
then.
talented.
Okay,
Again,
Miles is
all the
5
creative
then.
stuff.
And so there's one name I'm gonna scratch the fuck off is Bernard, who put himself on there. You did, Bernard. You put yourself
Bernard,
on
you
there.
did say your name, and that's why I had to write self-appointed.
Right. Okay. Jack Harlow and Drake basically is a tie. Okay. Now look, we're going to go to the long-term relationships now.
Mhm.
Rachel, what makes a good long-term relationship?
See, long-term, I say is about 2 years.
Okay.
Right? Something to give you some stability, something to make you believe and trust again. Because, you know, like you get in this, am I going to be alone forever? There are no good men out there. And then you meet the person who gives you hope and makes you believe again. That's the long term.
Okay. So for AOC, in the long-term category, we got Aaron Pierre, Michael B. Jordan, Jake Gyllenhaal, Anthony Ramos, Austin Butler, and Jomi from the Midnight Boys.
We need a ringer representation.
Right. So I think Jomi could really give AOC a lot of culture. You know, Jomi could teach her about Nigerian, Yoruba culture.
Strong family unit.
Strong family
She'd be
unit.
immediately
Strong unit,
accepted.
period, is what they say around town.
Oh.
So like so I put Jomi in this situation. Jomi is there. All right, who's number one for you in terms of the long-term prospects of having a 2, 3, 4 year relationship
Okay,
with AOC?
I like Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
Because again, opposite careers.
Cool.
And I think she is so busy and so is he. There wouldn't be like this neediness of I gotta have you all around. What are you doing? Like he would respect what she's doing. She'd respect what he's doing. I think they would be like a great power couple together.
Now with the black female lady
What's her
contingent,
sign? I didn't know her sign.
With the look that up. With the I asked you this and Jay. With the black female lady contingent, except Michael B. Jordan at AOC. You know that the answer is no. Mike is off the list. Okay. So you already know that the answer is no. Okay. Mike is off the list. Mike would be a great mate to anyone, but the AOC thing is not going to happen. They're not going to accept it. Okay. Who else do you have, Ray, since we had to cross Mike out?
I don't like any of the other ones.
None of them.
I don't.
Oh, Aaron Pierre, star of Lanterns.
What do we really know about Aaron Pierre
He's
personally?
a great actor. He's a great actor.
I said personally.
Got big arms.
I feel like we don't know. That's why I don't know enough to make a decision.
On Aaron Pierre, you're not sure yet, so put a little question mark right there. Austin Butler?
It could work.
It could work.
I think it could work.
He's older than I thought. He's 34.
34 years old.
Seems like very focused and serious about the craft. He's had long-term relationships. Vanessa Hudgens, Kaya Gerber.
Yeah.
So maybe Austin.
Maybe Austin's at 1. Okay. What about Jake Gyllenhaal?
According to this, he's in a long-term relationship.
Okay, well, get him the fuck out of here.
Also, like the Swiftie, if she's a Swiftie, they wouldn't.
It said he was single, but
hold on real quick.
There's other sources saying that he's in a relationship.
I asked you guys to vet this kind of stuff is the problem. And I'm relying on y'all to tell me whether or not Jake Gyllenhaal is in a relationship, and you guys couldn't get that done.
It said...
Very upsetting.
You know, I apologize.
Thank you.
That's my fault.
Thank you. Who's coming?
Oh, my gosh.
Jomi.
Mr. Long-Term himself.
Jomi's here. Jomi, come on. Jomi, step into the screen here. Jomi, sit in the seat. Sit in the seat and pod. All right, Jomi.
What's going on?
So, what are your thoughts about maybe being in a long-term relationship with AOC?
Oh, that would mean the world to me, man.
I nominated you.
Thank you, Rachel.
Yes,
Thank
of course.
So, Jomi, this is what we want you to do.
Okay.
We want you to tell the world right now, while you can offer more to AOC. We haven't even talked about poor Anthony Ramos. We left him in the Heights. Tell the world right now. I'm nice with this. Did y'all get that?
We chuckle, but keep going.
Yes.
It's tell the world right now, wow, you would be a better mate for AOC than Anthony Ramos or Austin Butler, who seem to be your biggest competition.
Authenticity,
Okay.
like I'm a real one.
That's true.
Look into the camera.
I ain't got, there's no money, there's no bread involved. It's just love.
Damn, Jomi.
Okay. Nah, man.
But there's potential.
Absolutely. There's
potential.
For me.
Okay.
I'm young. I got a long way to go. You know what I'm saying?
Would you offer her loyalty?
100%, 10 toes
Honesty.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That's what relationships need.
What's your sign?
I'm a Cancer.
They're not compatible.
Cancer
to Libra. I will say
listen,
though,
I'll change my birthday. I'll make it work.
I will say though, Austin
I
Butler
like the dedication.
is a Leo, and Leos are really compatible with Libras.
Man, listen,
I will
it's
say
fine.
that.
I don't like Leo, man.
Really?
I don't either.
Yeah.
What birthday is Leo?
August.
Right now. We're in Leo
so
season.
It's bad?
I'm a Taurus.
Hey, man.
It doesn't
Ryan,
work well.
Ryan, they fucked you up. Shout out to my nigga Ryan, man. Ryan the Leo. Okay, now look. Now we have, so we're going with Jomi then.
We're going with Jomi.
Jomi
came in. Jomi felt the energy and came in to plead his case. How can you compete with that?
Now,
where's Austin Butler?
So for your first date with AOC, like what you gonna do?
We got to keep it low key, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Something nice, some Italian, you know?
Italian spot?
Yeah, just a little something, you know? Share, we each get a pasta, share a pizza, get some tiramisu.
Jomi, I'm gonna need you to consult with me before this.
Why not? What's wrong with that?
I don't like this.
You don't like it? Wait, what would you do?
You ain't even start with the pickup, like greeting her. You
greeting
greeting her, you pick her up.
Like fucking, what y'all? I need some ensalada.
What's
right?
Obviously, you start with
You're not gonna feed AOC pasta and pizza, bro.
We can't do that.
The right gonna get at her when she put on 30 pounds.
Bad for carbs?
Yeah,
no carbs.
Too many carbs. Okay, to start again. Where you guys gonna go? Think about it. She's smart. She's a leftist. Okay.
Well, do we? I mean, does it have to be dinner? Like, can we go out?
It could be anything you want it to be. It's a first date, first impression.
Does it have to be private? Can it be public?
It could be whatever you want, man.
Can we go for little walk, little coffee date?
A little coffee date.
Just talk, get to know each other. Okay, hey, cool. Man, knowing your
Rachel's
politics.
AOC.
You should have said me.
I didn't put my badge down. You want that?
Oh shit. Win the ear, then wipe it on this.
How you doing? How you been, man? I've known your politics. Yeah, it's hot in this moment.
Yeah, we don't know.
Been a fan of your politics for a long time, but it's really nice to get down and sit down and talk to you.
Yeah, start off with that.
Yeah, it's really nice to talk to you too.
Yeah, I was doing some reading and this Green New Deal is something that's like really interesting to me. What's that all about? Like, what's your involvement in that?
Is this an interview?
No.
Or are you trying to take me on a date?
No, I'm listen.
Because what I like to do in my dates, I like to escape my professional life. It's
then
so
let's
public.
not
It
talk
weighs
work.
so heavy on me.
I'm
I
so
want you to
sorry.
get to know me for
Let's
me.
not talk work. Hey, so
That's tough.
where are you from? Like you New York,
I'm from
born
New
and
York.
gone.
I'm from New York.
Like what's that been like? You've become the face. Hold on. Hey, listen.
They put you on the
Listen.
spot, Joe.
It's tough.
He
It's
set you
tough.
up for failure.
He's tough. It's
It's
tough.
hot
I'm
in
not
here.
gonna lie.
It's hot in here.
It's
They
tough.
put you up for failure. You don't
It's
really know
tough.
that much
I'm
about
not-
AOC.
Hey,
Don't let
hey.
him do you like that.
Hey,
Joe,
first of
everybody
all-
give it up for Joe. Give it up for Joe.
You gotta stay now. Hey, you from New York. What's that?
I promise I got better game than that.
Nah,
but
we
you
know
know.
you do.
I know you do.
What really happened?
We've met
fuck,
people.
Fuck AOC. You spend too much time looking at Rachel's face. That's like Rachel Helen of Troy you. Like, you couldn't even have. All right. Now the last one is the presidentials. These are the guys that AOC could date if she actually wants to be the president.
Is that Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Rachel. Now let me tell you. Now let's look at this list.
Yeah.
The Rock, Trevor Noah, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tyler Perry, Ben Affleck, Michael Strahan, James Tallarico, and Dak Prescott. Rachel, who's the number one on that list for you?
Okay. I have a few on here.
Okay.
I think I like Ben Affleck. I think he was.
Put a one next to Ben.
I think Ben was my best choice. He is. He's been married before.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, a couple of times actually.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's ready. Three's a charm. I feel like he'll be committed. He has a lot of name recognition. He's very smart, tapped in. Is he from Boston?
He's from Boston.
So I think like the cultural difference of New York and Boston might bring them together. Like I think he can bring in a different audience. He speaks Spanish.
Mm-hmm. I have to be honest with you.
Okay.
This was a masterstroke by you.
Thank you.
Her with Ben Affleck is not going to be fucking put to the side. Ben Affleck is a darling, a darling of the liberal class, not the leftist class. He's not your typical, hey, I'm really a Republican centrist. He's a little left of that.
But I think they like him too.
But they like him too.
That was going to be my point.
They like him in the center.
Boston.
They like him and Matt Damon.
Exactly.
And then you get AOC at the Oscars. You get AOC hanging out in Boston. You get AOC on The Ringer. I mean, you never gonna get AOC on The Ringer.
AOC on The Ringer, yeah.
Like, because Ben Affleck.
Just see her at Boston sporting events.
Yeah.
Just like think about it. That'll be a big deal.
Well, I don't know if she could do that because of the New York thing now. But that's another.
No, but if it's New York, Boston, she's on the court side.
That's another
moment. Was she on the court side with the Knicks fitted?
She got the Knicks fitted.
Yeah.
He got the Celtics fitted.
Yep.
She got the Yankee fitted.
Little play
She
on
got
play.
the fucking Red Sox fitted.
They're interviewing after the game. They're like, yo.
This is them in the stands. It's AOC and Ben Affleck on the stands, and they do like this. They go. And then they kiss. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, look, our differences don't have to define us. You know, even though we both got different hats, we can still love each other.
Running up, yes.
Thing.
Exactly.
Perfect. Now, here's the deal. Does anybody else on this list get you guys? The Rock, maybe Tallarico, maybe Dak Prescott.
Maybe The Rock a couple years ago. Now it's just too late.
Yeah. But I'm saying if she was to date The Rock, though, she could then make inroads with conservative America.
That's why my second pick is Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Dak Prescott is a leader. He leads America's team. Okay. It's Texas.
Rachel.
It's Dallas.
Rachel.
Conservative land. It's Texas.
Yeah.
And so it's rare that you get a black man that's been a quarterback of the Cowboys.
That's true.
Right. But you can't.
But he's okay to do it. He's biracial.
Oh, that's very important.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Stop. I apologize.
He is, I think the common, and the same things I said about Ben Affleck, about him being able to bring in a different audience, a conservative audience, a centrist audience. Like Texans they're going to, football is a religion to them.
King, yeah.
First question they're going to ask AOC, hey, do you know your new boyfriend gave money to the cops during Black Lives Matter in 2020?
That's fine. Like, here's the deal. Like, she'll say, hey, no, I'm sorry, but people said that I was wanting to defund the police. Obviously, I don't, because I'm with this nigga. Okay, she can answer that question. Here's the thing. She starts fucking the cowboy, she's dead to me. Like, that's the problem.
That's also true.
That the problem is the Cowboys, and I'm sorry, they are the
Y'all
most
are haters.
hated entity.
You're just haters.
And
I don't hate the
about it is-
Cowboys.
And
You're
the
haters.
reality is
You're
that,
haters.
like, I would want AOC to have success.
She
And
can't date losers.
She can't date a loser
Oh,
that hasn't won a Super Bowl since Tupac was alive.
Can she date millions?
Huh?
Can she date millions?
He is rich.
Can she date?
He's very rich.
Yeah, millions. A family man. Well, that might be tough because the rumor is that he cheated on his fiance. Allegations, don't know if that's
So
true.
all of these niggas is on that type of time.
Well,
so look,
his has just been so
well, not
public.
except for Trevor Noah. Shout out to Trevor Noah.
I think
Trevor
your
Noah's
point
good.
makes a lot of sense with Strahan. Strahan, went from being a giant NFL champion. On Good Morning America, people love him.
Yeah, but that might work against him. He's my choice too. I put him up there.
Yeah, she's another
but
one.
he's got to be decisive.
Okay.
And as a morning show host, like, you're really not supposed to have strong opinions like that.
That's fair.
You're supposed to report.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be something great to wake up in the morning to, fun, free, light. If he gets in there too, like, boom, 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 it might be too much. But he is a choice I put
That's
up
a
there.
good. That's
You
a
heard
good
he was a
choice.
boom, boom, boom guy? He
No,
doesn't
I
take
meant
it-
like
slow?
too
Everybody
harsh
know
in
what
his
you meant,
political
Rachel.
opinions.
He's being
All right,
Yeah.
so then in the presidential hopefuls, it's Affleck number 1,
Yeah.
Prescott number 2. What about this crazy Hail Mary of James Tallarico that you threw up there, Rachel? What do you think about that?
We needed him to win first.
Okay, yeah. If he wins,
Right.
then maybe he can have AOC, or maybe she can have him, because it's equal opportunity. Okay. Who should AOC be seeing? Who are we AOCing with AOC? These are the winners: gold, silver, bronze in every category. Over here in the rebounds, the number 1 rebound for AOC is Bad Bunny. Okay? AOC, if you want to have some
we
fun,
like it.
Yeah.
you want to live in La Vida Loca, it's Bad Bunny. Okay?
So Pete Davidson at 2. I wasn't here when you guys made Pete Davidson 2. Pete Davidson 2. I understand it. She'd have a lot of fun.
Okay.
Let's just say that. That's the rumor going around.
She'd laugh.
She'd
And
laugh
yes,
and have a lot of fun
all the time. Yes,
All the
I got
time.
you.
But the Bad Bunny pick, that would take her to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Her and Bad Bunny.
So you want me to take Pete Davidson? Give me the. Your Pete Davidson is not the silver medalist here. Who's the silver medalist then? If it's not Pete,
If it's not Pete, I would keep him at 2. I'm just saying, like, it's closer than you would think between Bad Bunny and Pete
That's
Davidson.
true.
I think they would do the same things. She would have a lot of fun with both, but Bad Bunny's like star power right now. I mean, the Super Bowl, his whole thing, his records, he the man.
all right.
Right.
Let's be honest. Should we take Future out of the bronze spot here and put Tay Diggs in?
You got. I mean, frankly, like, I love Future. Future's my guy, but Future got you got to put Drake at 3, man.
Drake
I
at
agree.
3.
I agree
We are not
with that.
really
Because
relitigating
you gotta put
this.
Drake at 3.
Future.
Future's my guy. I love Future. I mean, his last album was kind of, but Drake, even with the Not Like Us, all that stuff, he's still Drake. man.
Yeah.
So of the rebound,
If
Rachel,
you-
That's a net positive.
it's-
That might
the
come
woman
out
in
as
the
a
house
net
gotta
positive.
speak.
Of course,
over
of
Future.
course.
You said Drake is still hot?
Drake is
Very
still hot. Unfortunately, Drake is still hot.
So you don't think enough was done to his reputation with the... I didn't say he doesn't do good music. We're talking about reputation here because my initial thought is, well, what if Shabuzi was up there?
Oh, hell no.
Shabuzi's hot right now, and
Nah.
why do you say hell no?
Because I mean, like that
Okay.
that joint, nah, it's not for me. But the thing about Drake, like for us, like people who like live LA being here, yeah, of course, like Drake fell off. But for the rest of the people, man, they love him.
I don't think he fell off, just the reputation.
Yeah. Take it, but he's still Drake.
All right, fine. Drake 3.
Drake 3. Okay, for the long termers, Michael B. Jordan would be probably the best guy here, but Rachel wouldn't.
What's wrong with MBJ?
I made a case for him. I actually chose him. He said the black woman would not allow it.
I was just. It's not. They're gonna get on AOC. That's like,
They gonna get on AOC or they gonna get on MBJ?
They're gonna get on AOC. Well, like Mike different right now. It's different. It's
Yeah.
different. Mike different right now. It's
Right,
different.
right. You're right.
All right. So I mean, we only got one. Then we only got.
Let's go.
Austin Butler here.
And Jomi was 2.
And oh shit, actually, number 1.
You can't do Anthony Ramos because he a cheater, and we don't do that.
Man, look, people make mistakes. Okay, look. So then Austin Butler, and then
Jomi.
No Aaron Pierre.
We don't know anything about him.
He's a Mandim. We know that.
He's
he
a Mandim.
What he likes. What do you call it? What was he wearing?
The nigga had an Aberex jacket. But shout out, man. That man. Hey, look, y'all not about to get me. Aaron Pierre, the fucking man.
And he's a little bit of a mystery, which is why
he got the crispiest lineup I've ever seen.
Like on Lanterns, y'all gotta watch Lanterns.
Yeah,
watch Lanterns
these
on
are
Sunday.
physical things. We just don't. He's a mystery. That's why there's a question mark.
Okay,
That's fair.
All right. Well, then, I mean, it seems like we're done. Presidentials over here. The gold goes to Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
The silver goes to Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
And then who's the bronze?
Is it Tallarico? If he wins? Like,
it might be Trevor Noah.
Trevor?
Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah might be. Look.
Trevor Noah.
I think now, like, physical compatibility, maybe not. But I think he's very successful. Writer, producer, comedian, South African, gives a little diversity where she can learn about certain things.
Cool.
He's a very well-rounded person. He's been hosting the Grammys. You know, he's involved in a lot of other things. He has his own production company.
He dated Dua Lipa for a second too, and then he quit.
Facts?
They were out. They were seen out and about, and then he quit the Daily Show.
Do your thing.
Trevor
also
Noah,
biracial.
Biracial. I tell you what, by the way, just to let you guys know, tough run for the niggas up here. Okay? Just tough run up here. Just to let you guys know. Tough run. We looked at all of this stuff. We got Drake biracial, Dak biracial.
Wait, you erased
Trevor
Future?
Noah biracial. We took Future off the board, man. Shout out to Future, brother. Okay, so gold, silver, bronze over here goes shout out to The Rock too. The Rock got fucked over.
Tough.
It goes Ben Affleck, Dak, then Trevor Noah. So your number one guys in the presidentials is Affleck. In the long terms is Austin Butler, and in the rebounds is Bad Bunny. I'm gonna be real with you.
Let me tell you something. She gonna have a hell of a 2027 if that was her list.
That's her list.
That's
Man, look at her.
amazing.
Absolutely.
You deserve.
Yeah.
You deserve.
She's so cute. Look at that smile.
You deserve. Jomi,
we're gonna go have some Italian, and we're gonna talk about our approach.
About pizza and
we'll share a pizza and have some pasta.
Jomi said Jomi said we gonna eat pasta.
We're gonna do.
We're gonna split it, man. It's fun.
What type of shit my homeboy on? The fuck you going on? Man, tell your thing, Council Officer. Do not stop learning. I'm Van Lathan Jr.
I'm Rachel Lynn Lindsay.
That's Jomi with dinner on.
Bye, guys.